thing is over and we are live. I really hope that made it in there.
Hi, Andy.
We'll put that there, maybe. Okay.
We'll go west. Around there.
My pawns.
This is cool. If I go.
No, go ahead.
Okay, cool.
I'll just talk over you.
Okay. Previously in Collais.
We'll edit it out in the post cut.
So this is the more general stuff from specifically the last session. Tell had his eye removed. He saw a vision of a city inside a ball of fire. Tim had a run-in with a leprechaun and crafted a scroll.
My lucky charms.
And spoke a little bit with Baronestra as well. Nell made a purchase from the treasure hall, the felling blow gun, and then was sent over to the Stockwell Abbey, where she met two of the Gallows Birds members, Garrett and a strange figure known as the Abbess. That was given a very, very cursed dagger, apparently. We don't know. Freya saved a moon fairy, Celestine, from certain death, who now owes her a life debt, which is cool. She then proceeded to get sauced on fair wine.
The first time Freya has ever been drunk.
Yes. And what a time, like, what a first time that, like, of all the first times to have, it's not like 13 with a local village kids, and it's like 4,700 years old, and you're like, kicking it with some fairies.
I can't
And
believe
then
I
she goes
never
cray-cray.
drank before.
She does go cray-cray. She does hella aerobics, and then draws a crowd, and then calls down some badass lightning, and Bethany was awakened. So more specific and relevant to this session, Scarrett had asked Tell to lead the wild hunt. Gru, the Fey Goblin, the innkeeper, was visibly shaken when you all mentioned the hunt when negotiating for rooms. And then in the treasure hall, being part of the hunt seemed to carry some weight. And then everyone had individual adventures between last session and now.
I brought my new sheets. I'm kidding.
Okay. The way I see this one starting off is it's the evening of that second day of downtime. You all had your individual adventures, and everyone has reconvened around a dinner table. It's more of a stump, really. They don't really have tables here, but at the dinner table, so to speak, you've all reconvened. You've all had your adventures, and that's where we will open it up. So what do you all want to do?
Everybody, I bought presents, and then I give them the presents that I bought.
Who is this guy?
Presents!
I bought.
I think he's rubbing off on you a little bit, is it?
Yeah. I was just looking for something good.
Making him do crazy stuff.
First, for Tim, I bought the Charger's Chalice. I don't know what it does. I just asked for something that would help somebody tackle
Oh,
somebody.
I didn't tell you what it does.
Well, I didn't
Oh.
write it down.
Oh, okay. That's cool. I could whip up a note card here if you want me to, because I don't know how long you'll have this. I assume less than one session. Essentially what it does is for a few rounds, it gives you invulnerability in charging. Essentially, you can only take the charge action, and anyone that you hit in that round has to make like an insane shrink saving throw, or they get blown back up to 15 feet in the direction that you push them.
It's a cup?
It's a potion.
Oh, okay.
It essentially turns you into like it's a Super Mario star
Whatever.
that lasts like 10 seconds.
It's to help them tackle people.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Can I take it like on a bonus action to be able to then use it on the action for charge?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I said charge, like dash, and then anyone
Okay.
you dash into in that turn is blown around.
I will treasure this for a little while.
Okay.
For Freya, I tried to get a Deo file, but I was told that it's like a dangerous drug thing, so don't drink the one you have.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's like very addictive, and will like fuck you up.
Like how bad?
What?
Because it was pretty good.
Worse than this Feywild. Came out of that one pretty okay.
I've seen things.
I talked to some lady and she said you should probably not drink that again.
Sounds legit.
So
Sounds legit.
I can take you to her later if you want to ask some more questions. But she strongly recommended against drinking the day of file.
Uh-ohs.
But I did get you 2 strength potions to help
Not
wean you off. And for Mel, I got a Misty Step potion.
Ooh.
Alright, so
So
Thanks, Dad.
if Freya takes the strength potion and throws Mel, and she simultaneously takes the Misty Step potion, would it look like she just like was flying through the air, then just turned into this poof, and then reappeared further on
She
down?
was thrown so hard.
yes, the easiest way to explain Misty Step is a Nightcrawler poof. Like
Up to 30 feet, I think.
Up to 30 feet. Yeah, a place that you can see up to 30
You
feet.
teleport.
I think it
Is
only
it teleport,
works.
or does you have to like move at a certain speed?
No, it straight up teleports you.
Mm-hmm.
Like
So
you cease
I
to
was here,
exist.
and then I'm there.
Yeah, silvery mist. You
Can it pass
teleport
through
up to 30
walls?
feet. An unoccupied space that you can see.
Ah.
If you can see it through a wall,
Like a window or something.
Those people used at the Bear's place.
Through the
was
window,
silver, and it
not the
doesn't
wall.
at the web.
At the Baron's house.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes.
What's his face that we were trying to track down?
The guys who attacked us?
The mage that fed the potion
Mm.
to what's his face?
The cute one.
Whoa.
Like Elliot or something.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of those guys, or
Close enough.
the Baron's place, I still have 2 black orbs that we don't know how to use.
Oh, eat them.
Like an apple.
We talked about how to use those. Wait, was that from the Baron's place or was that from the
People who ambushed
the
us
dragon
outside.
ambush
Yeah.
people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, still have those.
Cool.
And then I talked to some snakes, and
Snakes?
I made some snake friends,
Snakes.
and
How big of snakes?
very small snakes.
Oh.
There's a small little family in the field,
That's
and I got some poison. So, would anybody like a poison?
Do
have
me
a-
next.
I have a poison. If anybody would like one.
Literally pick your poison.
That one.
Everybody carries on drinking their
I've
you-
5 doses of poison.
Can I have one?
Wait.
It's all in the same
No.
bottle.
Okay, and it
Oh,
probably
okay.
only lasts a certain amount of time.
No, keep it.
I think it's up to a minute per dose.
Was that in there when you bought your blowgun?
I think you'd left at that point.
Okay.
I can poison your weapon before we fight,
Oh, it's okay. Okay, sure.
I like the witcher oils.
but I only have 5 doses. 5 doses.
That's cool. That's cool. Well, thank you for the things.
That's what I
And
did.
thank you for the knowledge that I am addicted to drugs.
Not necessarily addicted yet.
My skin's
So
falling
you
off.
tracked that, you got the poison from a snake?
Yes.
He was
You
just
go
like, here you go.
Snake hunting?
Yes.
Did you see any snipes while you were out there snake hunting?
No.
I hear they're very elusive.
Good try.
I hear they're very elusive.
I fucking know about snipes, bro.
I wrote the book on it.
I invented that shit.
He grew up in the woods. I really like to imagine that that was one of the first things that Quoth did as your mentor was leave you out there for a week sniping.
I haven't found any yet.
Abandonment.
Anybody else do anything fun?
Frey, how are you feeling? I saw you headed off
Don't
with
talk
a...
so loud.
She's in there with really thick
Shades.
sunglasses.
There's no such thing as sunglasses, so I have 2 eye patches. That's all I can stand.
Jesus.
That's amazing. Oh my god.
I feel okay. The fairies gave me all of this one liquid. It turns out I don't have the tolerance of the fairy, so I drank all of their booze. And,
Presto resto.
then they gave me some Presto Resto, but I drank all of it. So, we slowly made some more because I felt bad. But yeah, I'm sorry I didn't get any more presents because I was drunk.
I think that's present enough to the group. We heard some very interesting. You were using the ring a lot.
That wasn't me. I didn't have my ring.
My friend had my phone.
My friend had my phone.
Had
Hey, where's Rooster? Have any of you seen Rooster?
Did it? Who got the name?
You did.
I did.
Yeah.
I've got some news about Rooster. I show him the note.
Yeah. So the note, it's addressed to Tell directly. Best I can remember, it says, Tell, don't be an asshole.
Yep.
Gonna go back home to talk to the spirit, or I can't talk to the spirits here. Gonna go back home. Also, they don't have my ties.
I feel like that's exactly what Rooster would have said.
Yeah, and the don't be a dick, Rooster. I think that's pretty close.
I think
That's,
so.
I hit the high points.
Yeah. Dang.
So yes, Rooster has returned to the real world, the normal world.
Okay.
So let's get some
Well,
stuff.
I mean, we kind of invited him along. Mel, you're kind of the new group member, so to speak. I don't know. How are you feeling about the group? You've been running around with us now for a little bit. We still, at least the three of us, have got obligations to go back and root out some cultists. It's been nice having you around. I know we haven't talked that much, but don't want to see you go running off without talking to us either. That kind of hurts.
I don't have any place to go, so you're kind of stuck with me.
She's not addicted to my ties like the last guy.
Yeah. What if they're similar to Deophiles?
We should ask him next time we see him.
Yeah.
It's not similar to
It's nothing like it.
Nothing.
Well, that's neat. Yeah,
I
that
feel
really
like-
sucks.
Somebody addicted to my ties would have to wear a Hawaiian shirt and have that umbrella.
When we see
He
Rooster
does,
next
but his
time.
beard covers it, so we don't know. There's 7 lays under there.
Just buried, eaten by the beard.
Oh my god.
That's priceless. So you were around, did some shopping, got some poisons. We
Also
heard
got
about
some
most of
poison?
your events.
What were
Did
you
you-
up to?
Wait,
Oh.
did I get potions?
That's a fair
No, I
question.
didn't have enough to get
Mostly just knowledge hunting. I found some scroll paper. Really excited about that. Talked to Baronestra about kind of amping it up, and she did, but now I apparently owe her one. So I think I may have tied myself to
That'll go well.
the Fae a little bit. I don't know what that favor is going to entail.
You should really know better than to owe a member of the Fate Court.
Get her drunk.
At least he didn't swear by the Sealy Court. Oh wait. Oh wait, that's happened. That was the thing that happened.
Outside,
Oh, hello
outside,
there.
outside.
Whoa.
But no, I actually I wasn't intended necessarily present. I don't have anything for YouTube, but I've been thinking about not just what we've got going on here. I kind of dragged us into this shit show, looking for my sister, which I haven't made much headway there. I've been asking subvertly, but I don't want to necessarily just offer up everything. Trying to figure out what I can learn and what price that may entail. But I know when we get out of here, we've got some cultists to deal with, and we kind of have a little bit of a tower situation. So I did some experimentation and figured out how to craft spells to emit damage different than what they traditionally do. Wizards are very confined to things, but being a wild magic sorcerer, trademark, I was able to tamper with things, and Freya, I have this for you. It's
It's like my birthday.
But is it a day of file though?
it is a lightning.
Is
There's
it
a scroll of lightning ball. and I can tell you what that does because it's essentially fireball, but it does lightning damage. I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna go up against. I mean, even with this hunt, I don't know all the ramifications of it, and I don't want to think that there was something that I could have done that could have potentially have helped the team, and not done it and regret it later. I don't know what could happen next, but I want you to have this piece to help out with everything.
Well, I don't know how to thank you.
It's all right. Found out just some interesting stuff in regards to the Fae themselves. They kind of each embody a specific trait, if you will. I had breakfast with a fairy, and she was telling me kind of how they all roll. Frog legs, man. You cannot go wrong with frog legs.
From breakfast?
Hey, when you're missing home, some days that's what breakfast was. But Titania is very much beauty and rule is kind of what she embodies. Oberyn is strength. So I don't know if ever you've got an opportunity to talk to him, he may be interesting because he's more so strength, and he doesn't fit the normal structure of Fae individuals in a lot of respects. He doesn't care for their ways as much as some of the others. Dab is a bit mischievous. He really likes puzzles and tricks and just pranks in general. We kind of found that out. I think he was behind our escapade to find the book of everything. Baronestra's knowledge, she's got a wealth of that. I visited her in her tower. Crazy library. And Scarrett, he kind of deals in preservation. He's a little bit harder to nail down, but it's kind of like the preservation of things and collecting.
Badassness.
So it's, I don't know, it kind of ties in with what we've kind of seen everything else, and I really wonder if whatever it is that we triggered when we were in our youth, my sister and I, that didn't somehow tie into his preservation palace or whatever you want to call it.
You mean like a zoo?
I don't know. I mean, we've definitely run some different beasts that definitely seem to be under his control. So, but yeah, that was about it. Then I just went and I was reading up on planes and trying to learn more about that sort of thing as well, so that we can hopefully better fight these cultists when we get out of here. Did you have an interesting time? I know that you were trying to figure out whose tower was next to a certain abandoned one.
I didn't bring anything for anyone but bad news.
No shit.
Yeah, I was doing some exploring in
Knowledge
that town.
gathering. Yeah,
Knowledge
that's great.
gathering,
That's
just
great.
sort
I
of
totally
nature walk sort of a
approve.
thing. And I found myself in that abandoned tower. As luck would have it. And but then there was some shenanigans, and there was a chamber beneath it with some tunnels, 3 tunnels, and like a statue of badgers, which I don't know if that's meaningful or not. But one of the tunnels, or the tunnel that's on the left when you get down there, I guess, it went like underneath the palace, into like underneath and came out in the front of the palace. And then the middle one went over to Scarrett's tower, and there was like a trapdoor up into it.
Oh geez. Did you go in?
No, I did not. And then the right one went deeper and deeper, I guess the other direction. And there were some pretty large shed snake skins down there. And that's when it went on further, but I stopped and I went back because shit's crazy.
How many snakeskins were there?
2.
Interesting. When I was looking for snakes, I sensed 2 large snakes over in that direction. It must be the 2 that she got
Could that
close
be
to.
tied
But I didn't
into-
see 'em.
The 2 snakes that came out of the nostrils?
Yeah.
Maybe this is
That's
their.
probably really wise that you didn't continue on, because that could have been those Basilisk monstrosities.
Ugh. Right. Well,
Down there
It
in that
gets
chamber of
worse.
secrets.
It gets worse.
so I go back. I don't remember which one I did last, but I went back to like the main beginning of the tunnels, and I was gonna go back out through the tower, but I heard somebody up there, and when I had come in, there were some like purple mushrooms or something, some kind of plant in the ground, and I heard somebody up there, and I saw that it was the antler fall leaf lady, attendant lady, and she was like picking those mushrooms, but they had like dead little mushroom bodies, and she just like put them in a bag, and it was messed up.
Were they dead when they were in the ground?
Well, how should I know?
That's fair.
When she pulled it up, it was dead. But she like boofed power into it, so I don't know if she was like trying to make it alive or trying to make it dead.
And
or
you said
what.
this was under Scarrett's tower or just near it?
This was inside the Treant Tower.
Jeez.
Interesting.
Like it's just like dirt in a cylinder, and they were on the floor of the tower.
I don't know what that could mean.
You definitely won most interesting day off.
Yeah, I spoke to snakes.
Well, that's
That
pretty
was it.
cool. I avoided
You're a
snakes.
wizard.
You're a wizard. So I don't know if we can use that for something at any point. If we need to get into Scared's tower, or if he's a good guy, or what's going on. And that's what I did.
I wonder if we could pick one of the mushrooms and see what comes up.
Gru, the Fey Goblin innkeeper, has approached your table. Pardon me.
No, I do not want to get in the hot tub with the nymphs. I know we consistently talk about this. I know it's a special offer.
Why not?
He's
I'm good.
constantly bowing and wringing his hands. He says, "There's someone here to see you." You look towards the door, and it is Scarrett's attendant. In her hand, like so, like Harlem Globetrotter, like so, she carries a probably 6 to 8 inches in diameter. It is some sort of crystal orb, not unlike the one that is in the center of the Court Palace. She approaches the table slowly and sets the orb on your table. She then steps back and clasps her hands in front of her, and then you all hear, or should you allow it, you hear in your minds,
I'm not like that.
after you sleep, the wild hunt will begin. There will be a celebration. I will come collect you after you have slept.
Anybody else not feeling tired all of a sudden?
Nope. I could go for a while.
Believe me, you will want to sleep. The tasks are grueling. This orb will follow you, under my control, through the wild hunt. I will be accompanying you. This allows us to broadcast your progress back to those watching here.
Can I watch the progress from here?
Do we get to ask questions before we embark?
There will be a time for asking questions.
Perfect.
Okay.
Sleep well.
Will it be before we sleep so that we can prepare? Better prepare.
So out of game, sure. Like we can, I'm gonna say we can like retcon that part, but yes, after the appointed time to ask questions, you can pick your spells. Okay.
I only have 4.
Sleep well. You will need it. And with that, she lifts the orb again and exits the room. It's twilight in Twilight Town.
Still.
She gives me the willies.
It's always twilight in Twilight Town.
Was it Titania?
Huh?
No.
That was Scare's attendant.
But who's the voice of
Antler-headed.
it?
Yeah, who was the
Antler.
voice in her head?
Huh?
Her.
She spoke through the orb.
No, she speaks telepathically.
She just put the orb down.
Yes.
And then
to
spoke
show
to us.
you that. Yes. Yes.
Oh.
She's only always spoken telepathically,
It's
as
better
far as
than
you
that.
know. Yes, that's fair. All right. So the night is young or old, or maybe it's not even night.
Some of us are still hungover.
Yeah. I mean, she had 20 vials of Presto Resto, which is 5 doses per vial. So like 100 doses. Yes. No. The night is yours. Should you wish to hop right to it, we can hand you some sleep. There is a hot tub full of nymphs.
Do you have any siblings?
Oh, not that I know of.
Freya, do you?
Yeah.
Tell?
What is the sibling you speak of?
I'm sorry, dude.
They're
Oh, yeah, your sister. Well, I meant. Never mind.
immediate blood relative.
You should look it.
I've been. I don't know what's gonna happen when I find her.
What do you mean?
I've been thinking about the fact that it's been my goal to find her for the past 10 years, but I don't know what her goal's been. And when I find her, I don't know what that's going to mean or entail for myself or anyone else.
Well, maybe you can make it up together.
Yeah, you won't know until you're able to ask her.
No, but the mind definitely runs with thoughts.
What could you see happening potentially?
I
What
don't
would you
know.
like to have happen?
Home is not the same anymore for either of us. Home is now in Fandolin. I wonder how those guys are doing. But I don't know what home is to her anymore. I don't know if she's got some sort of. I'm thinking about the inadvertent commitment I made to Varanestra for the knowledge of scribing. And I don't know what potential things she could have locked herself into and what she may be tied to and what that may then mean and entail. I don't know if there's like visitation rights. I don't know if there's anything of that nature. It's got me wondering and worried a little bit.
Well, the most we can do is find her and ask her.
I appreciate you all really helping out with this. Even you all that really don't have any tie to me from past history or siblings to relate to in this in any manner. It's different.
We're happy to help.
The shit we've been through, we're all family at this point.
Agreed. Well, I think I'm gonna turn in.
Yeah, I don't really want to, but I will as well.
Okay.
You want to play some dice in the meantime? We only technically need 4 hours of sleep. We can sit there and play mountain climbing for a while.
Depends on how much gold you want to lose.
So
Snap.
you may have missed it. It's actually really cool. I'll have to do it in front of you guys next time. But when
I
I
was like, I'm good.
scribe a scroll, part of the ritual, the completion ritual, is a cost component, and so I'm broke.
Dude, but you were my money bags.
We'll get there. I mean, when we get back, hopefully we would have gotten something from Darren, from Eden's Bay. We'll have some money and funds waiting for us.
It's only
That's
been a
right.
couple of days.
More scrolls. Right, but we sent that messenger as soon as we headed off, and we were in Roadlark for a couple days. So it's plausible that somebody maybe on horseback could travel swiftly that way.
Hopefully, there's a lot of goods to be had around here.
Well, I've been, in addition to learning how to get to other planes, how to get back to this one. So maybe we can return a little easier than trying to find our way through a fucking droplet of water on the underside of a fucking leaf.
I would like that.
I do have to sleep, so I'm gonna go to bed.
Night Bell, Night Blue.
She nods.
Slay. All right. So the light of a Twilight Town continues to be Twilight. I never get tired of this, you guys. We'll
I'm
call
not
it.
gonna lie.
We'll
I
call
hate
it
asking
morning.
you what time of day is it.
Yeah.
Well, it's always twilight.
God
Fuck you,
damn it.
Corey.
Do you have a mechanical clock?
I don't. I have an internal clock.
We need a tinkerer in the group.
We do. Or take that feet.
It would be so
just
interesting
buy
if
a
y'all had a
clock.
mechanical clock.
Hmm?
It would be so interesting if y'all had a mechanical clock.
I got a charging chalice. Fuck that.
Yes, you do. It's imagine have you seen the what is it like the Invictus cologne or Invicta or whatever? It's like just a, or maybe that's the one that's a trophy. Whatever is the one that's just the bust, like the torso of a person.
I knew
It's just
where
like a
you-
super.
I knew where you were
It's a
going.
super buff torso,
I
just
knew
like
where you were
blah.
going.
That is the Charger's chalice.
Nice.
God.
For my mage friend.
Right? Well, now you gotta have a frontliner. He's your frontliner.
Yeah.
All right.
God.
Where did the music go? Why has the music stopped?
All 32 HP of me. And like 23 AC with
I
a
was gonna
shield.
say, yeah.
As long as I get this staff.
Wish I could counter spell.
I have kind of fun.
You have counter spell? Yeah.
I haven't got a chance to use it yet. Thought about counterspelling to Tanya the other day.
Oh my god. Yeah, that wouldn't have gone well.
Well, she kept blasting people off in the like treetops or whatever Rooster was complaining about. So the next time she's gonna do it, I was gonna say, "Not today, bitch."
And then she would have killed you.
But that was kind of before I knew who she was.
Good call. You would have ended up much worse.
Leaded.
And reroll.
All right. Everybody ready?
Let's do this.
No.
Let's. You want a beer?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna die.
I know all you did last night was drink. But
I lean pepperoni.
What?
Don't worry about it.
No, we know.
Yeah,
we know.
no, it's fine. We danced. We ate. Freya reaches into her armor and pulls out. Hey, do you want a breast? She pulls out. She pulls out a chicken breast.
First inspiration of the night. Retroactive second, third, and fourth inspirations of the night because that RP was amazing earlier. Where do you keep the chicken breast?
In with all the other.
Okay, that's cool. It's like a little kangaroo pouch for chicken up here. Okay. Is that what the gazongas have been the whole time?
Doesn't that get sticky?
Yes. The baked.
It's like chicken breast jerky.
Oh my god.
So that's what that smells bit.
We've been in there since yesterday.
Gotta stock up on rations.
So that's why it was a little lost. Everybody's made different.
Need a second.
She was patting
This is good. Get the good humor flowing because you'll need it.
die.
You'll need it. Oh my goodness, y'all. Okay, you know what? In that case, take ominous out. Let's do mood joyful.
This is when you died. So joyful music.
That doesn't seem very joyful.
This is the Fae. Whimsical.
Close enough. All right. We'll call it morning. In whatever order you awaken, going down to the verse 4 of the Swan Maze song, you see that the attendant is seated, waiting at the table, same table as last night. This morning, she seems to be more focused on practicing, I guess you could call it, with the orb. Have you ever seen contact juggling?
Mm-hmm.
It's quite a bit of that. Just moving the orb along her fingers and arms in a way that is quite magical, even though it's just physics and it looks cool. You do see a few times where she completely drops her hands away, and the orb takes on a white light and then a black light, so to speak. It's like it's almost light and dark. It forms of this crystal orb. As each of you come down, she telepathically greets you and says that she hopes that you have slept well. A throng is gathered outside. I warn you, there will be much fanfare. Prepare yourselves.
Tim turns around and goes back up to his room and makes sure that he's looking fly as shit.
Okay.
And he comes back downstairs feeling really good about everything.
I can guarantee you, you are the flyest looking sorcerer in the Order of the Green Scales.
Ooh.
100%. Take
Dang.
that to the bank. Yeah.
What are the rest of you scrubs wearing?
A cloak.
The rest of the tavern is completely.
You're like this is running down the street today, but you got your
Captain Underpants.
Hey, ladies.
Tom walks out forgetting his pants, and he's like, "Dang, I'm having that dream again." And y'all are like, "No, dude, this is real." All right, so the tavern safe for you all, and Scared's attendant.
Yeah,
This is joyful. This is joyful. Okay.
Bar.
Yes. Nothing that I can say can truly prepare you for what you're about to have to go through.
Did
And
we
that's-
volunteer for this?
That's before the hunt even begins.
She says so much too.
So, yes, no, as I said in the grouping today, I'm not going to force any of your characters to go on the hunt. There will be a playpen for you to sit in.
I turn around
Of
and
sorts.
because I don't think I ever told them about Scared asking me to be leader of the hunt. Right?
Oh, I have no idea.
I don't think I did.
Came
We
out that we
probably
were
asked last
in the
time.
hunt, kinda. Somebody was talking about it, but I don't think.
I'm about to
they
say, y'all
ever-
have touted it out plenty.
Yeah.
I don't think that you've
Well, we
said,
said it
that
before
you're
it was
leading
true.
it.
Friends, Scarrett talked to me. He requested I come see him, and I did. And in exchange for some information and possibly a favor later, he has asked me.
And you're giving me shit about favors.
He has asked me and to lead the wild hunt, and I was desperately hoping that you three would back me up so that I don't die.
So do you have any insight then if you're leading the hunt, what you are leading?
What are we hunting?
Do you get to carry a flag?
I don't know the questions to any. I don't know the answers to any of your questions.
Do you want to carry?
You couldn't
a
have
flag?
asked him, and he was like, "Do you want to do this thing?" You're just like, "Yeah, man, sign me
Well,
up."
I did ask him. He didn't really have much information, and then I asked Quoth, and he didn't have much information. So there's not much information.
So they can't talk about it even if they do know. My fair friends, I asked them about it, and they said that they really, number one, a lot of people don't really know about it, and they don't want to because it's really entertaining for them. But that it is forbidden for them to speak of anything. I don't know what the consequences for that would be, but
So what do y'all think? Join me in certain death and doom?
Bruh, I'll charge into this shit.
That's what I was hoping to hear.
Cord would be so pleased.
Do you have any more of those data files?
Fine.
It'll be
He's
fun.
asking. Are you asking for some?
I'm just asking if you've got any more.
Yes.
Are you ready to drink it?
No.
Do you want to let me to hang on to it and am I
No.
in the bag?
No. I just want to look at it when I feel like it.
Look to code for strength in those moments.
See what you did there. Thanks.
I'll take some chicken.
I don't have any more chicken.
Let me check.
We're done now.
It's just ominous. That's when it ended.
Yeah, I
no,
saw
that
that.
meant nothing. Yeah, that meant nothing. Later, there will be a timer that may mean something. Okay.
We'll follow you to the end. I feel like I need epic speech music
Yeah,
for a moment right now.
It's not this day.
Huzzah, Green
You
Scale!
have my orb.
Such a chromatic speech.
Oh.
I got this glass staff.
Oh. All right. Enough with the puns. Let's get out of
Instead of
here.
the button, just a factual
God.
statement.
What are you
Okay,
talking
so
about? I don't do puns.
a few final notes. There will be an opportunity for you to advertise anything that you would like. It's what we use to fill dead air sometimes during the broadcast of the hunt. Think on this.
We get to do ads now.
Think if you have any business, any establishment, any associate that you would like to promote. That would be the time.
What is your problem?
To find the name of the place.
It's up on the scrolling.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yes.
So, out of character, this would be like the bubbly box you were at if you knew what that was. And I could just be like, I don't have anything to promote.
What about the scroll?
Yeah, Seamus and I are on such good terms.
Seamus the stationer. Hey man, it's free business, right?
We're kind of not on the bestest of terms.
Maybe this could put you in better.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, just throwing him some business. Could be a favor.
I'm gonna do an anti-racism ad.
Dear people of the fakes,
I
be
hope
more
you do.
inclusive,
I
bitches.
hope you do. We're not that bad.
Orcs are
Everyone is
more
equal.
than tusks and hair, okay?
Green is good. Green is good.
What are the green scales? Yeah, I'm totally. Oh.
Eh.
That is
Yeah.
cultural appropriation, first of all.
Oh my god. Okay. And with that, she throws open the door. She was not kidding. Lining both sides of the steps that lead onto the main thoroughfare, and then around the thoroughfare itself, right behind these flimsy barricades. I like to imagine the Fae are slightly more well behaved and less riotous than we are. But essentially, the entire way you can see off to your right, all the way up the hill into the palace, is packed with people. 20, 30 rows deep. Everybody is jumping and vying, throwing things at you, just trying to get a peek, a look, throw you a token, a favor. That that is perfect. As you step out, trumpets blare.
I cast dancing lights above each of our head and get
Okay.
them to like slowly orbit.
So now we look like Sims.
I mean, yeah. Okay.
Those of us who haven't played Sims, it sounded really cool.
So yeah, that green giant diamond is above your head. They know which ones are you. No. I like this is cool because I mean, what if the orbs, the little dancing lights, were in the shape of dragon heads? It was just like that same icon that's been plastered everywhere. Like I said, people as you walk along, as you follow after Scarrett's attendant,
We're selling the shit.
the people, I mean, the space that has been cleared for you is maybe 10 feet wide. People can almost reach over you. Some of the longer limbed individuals, the centaurs, the Eladrin, all there, all clamoring for your attention. People are throwing all kinds of flowers at your feet. The entire way is littered. Freya, at one point, there is a small, looks like a small Eladrin girl who has, almost in crayon, sort of crudely drawn, the Order of the Green Scales, and she's holding up, Freya, take it. She wants you to have it as a gift.
I will take it, and
Okay.
I will always treasure it.
Okay. All right, you acquire
Just
one.
use a magnet and stick it to my own.
Right, you are a walking refrigerator door. Yes, so you have that now, which is great.
I didn't know
It
this was
explodes.
magnetized.
I put it. I put it in
Next to the chicken.
The chicken is actually magnetized.
No, but yeah, everyone is trying to hand you different little bits and baubles. There are people holding out vials of liquid, and they're holding out paper that looks like kind of like scrolls and stuff, and it's kind of overwhelming. Kind of overwhelming.
I got the bag of holding out. I'm like,
Jump it in.
Well, it's actually just useless. It's just stuff. Okay. You have a bunch of clutter in your bag.
Totally putting
Lots.
us up
Okay,
in the
here you
grand
go.
hall.
Ready. 1d12 sheets of paper. You roll
You just
and then
roll
write
a
a number.
right now.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Yes.
Roll it when I need the paper.
You get 1 sheet of paper.
One sheet of paper. Of power.
Yes. And then 1d12 vials of mysterious liquid.
I control what?
8 files.
8 vials of mysterious liquid.
2 for each of us. Drink the Kool-Aid.
Can I'd like to pick up some of the flowers off of the street
Yeah.
and give
Yeah.
them to some of the little kids.
Oh, that's cute. Okay. Yeah. The ones that are not trampled by Scarett's attendant, she gives no fucks. I mean, she is just like orb in hands and just like walking ahead, like it's kind of like an altar boy, I guess. Very businesslike in her approach. At some point, as Tell is like bending down to pick up all of these 8 vials, you just got like 2 handfuls and drop them in the bag.
I'm picturing it more as like
Rolls
holding the bag towards the crowd and
You're
like
trick-or-treating.
waving. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Like waving, but like thank you.
It's like a reverse parade where they throw candy at you.
Yes.
Yes, so where was I going with that? I don't really recall. I'm sorry. Oh yes, at one point that's you lag a bit behind, and in your head you hear the attendant's voice. Please do try to keep up. But picking up flowers, handing them to all the little kids, they will cherish them forever, or until the flowers die, and even then they'll remember the time. Freya of the Order of the Green Scales gave them a flower. If you'll recall, the main thoroughfare leads straight up and then into this large hillside upon which the Sealy Palace was constructed. On either side of the hill, which was not there, okay, here we go. There are 2 structures, one on either side of the thoroughfare, built into the hillside leading up to the palace. It was not there yesterday, those of you who are up this way. It appears to be 2 large amphitheaters, the seating built into the hill, ending in a large, I don't know what to call that, just an IMAX, think of an IMAX screen.
So this is where they watch us.
This is where they watch us, yes. And then I'm going to pause this, because on the way through the roar of the crowd, I hope I can hear this.
Low and over the ring.
Okay.
I say to everybody, so I figured I'll just level with you guys. I kind of used the potion of flying yesterday too, so we don't have that in our arsenal.
That would have been really useful, Tim.
Maybe.
That would have been really useful.
Maybe.
I didn't know that you had one in the first place, but I'm really upset with you.
It was. We'll talk about it later.
So from your vantage point, as you start to ascend the hill, you can see down that in the amphitheaters, each one, the one on the right there's an individual on stage. It appears to be the satyr attendant to Dov. You hear his voice amplified 100 times over.
A tradition born from ages past. Come, bring your kith and kin. The horn is sounding in the wood. Soon the wild hunt will begin.
That was a gift
No.
to all of you. Back to music. Epic music. So yes, you hear that the announcement of the wild hunt, the people in the crowd in that amphitheater are going crazy. This is apparently an event that has captured the attention of everyone you have seen in the Feywild so far, and then some. Up the steps you are led through the throngs of your adoring fans, through the Briarwood archway, and into the inner court.
Is
Question?
everybody sitting we're in the inner court? Is everybody in their seats?
Yes.
Is there
Yes.
anything
On the
new there?
on the rear days, anyone new?
Yeah,
New?
there's an open spot. I don't know if anybody's filled that spot.
I mean, the trio.
Oh, yes. Okay, I see what you're. Yes. Is there someone new there? Yes, there is. Someone that you in fact recognize as Aethys the Treant that you had seen before. The spot that had been holding a purple gem in what would have been his forehead is now holding a deep brown. Can't tell if it's more like a topaz or something a little deeper, but a deep brown gem also adorns Tanya's veil in the spot where one was missing before. So yes, he sits off to the far right. One thing that you notice, if you will envision the high table from Harry Potter, the best way I can say it is that it just runs the entire length of that back with all of the important people behind it, essentially. It is laden with food, as are several tables that have many noble-looking individuals seated at them, again, laden with food. You're led up through the middle of these 4 tables that run the length of the court.
I feel like my stomach growls.
Right? It looks real good. It looks real. It's very tempting. Very tempting. Make me a wisdom saving throw.
I shouldn't have said anything.
Okay.
16.
Okay. Like, you think about taking a grape, but you're like, better to, hunt on it. Stay light. Stay light. Good call.
Just
Good
got
call,
some
Tel.
chicken.
Good call. The hall hushes, everyone craning their necks to look at the 4 of you as you stand there. Scared's attendant there in front of you. She stands back off to one side and then gestures down the middle aisle. Everyone in the hall, hundreds of eyes, all looking at you. You all facing down the central aisle to where Queen Titania is sitting on her dragon throne. What do you do?
So we got a straight shot up to her, basically?
Yeah, just straight shot.
Is that kind of the direction that we seem to have been being led?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think really hard at Scare's attendant and be like, will you approach Titania?
That would be advised.
So I begin walking forward and hoping that everybody else is coming with. Slash me over the ring.
Yeah. For a brief moment, your heartbeat picks up and sort of drops out as you're the only one taking a step forward. A moment later, met by the footfalls of your comrades, you can breathe a little easier.
You gotta lead this shit. Get up here.
To die first.
As you approach the table, you see that on a flat part near the very front of the dais, has been almost inscribed in a very light, perhaps think about it like chalk, like a off-white chalk on the off-white stone. White chalk on an off-white stone. There we go. Has been inscribed what looks to be some sort of glyph rune organized in a circle. As you approach the table, Scarrett stands. He gestures for the 4 of you to step forward into the circle.
Circles.
The hall's still silent. His voice echoes. Most noble and loyal order of the Green Scales, you have been selected as our esteemed guests of honor to undertake this year's wild hunt in accordance with the wishes of the Seelie and as contribution to the spring fair. The ultimate goal of each wild hunt is to bring an end to a deadly threat that plagues your world. Even now, as I am speaking, this year's threat is being unleashed in the center of the Westwood, very near where you first crossed the veil between our lands. To begin, however, you will be transported to a small arena that is challenging in nature. Locate and pass through the correct portal from that arena, and you will arrive where you need to be in order to confront the threat that is in your world. We will be watching every step of the way. By your success, we are amused. By your struggle, we are entertained. By your failure, we shall be enthralled. You will have a short time to prepare. After that, come forward. We'll give you everything that you need to begin. Order of the Green Scales. Prepare yourselves. With that, he sits, and the chatter in the hall rises almost to a fever pitch. You all up there, pretty much alone in your little 10-foot circle there. What do you do?
This isn't an honor. We're gladiators.
We're fighters. We'll make it through this. We'll come out better.
With opinions, I'm sure that'll.
Before we go, I still have this enchanted armor that I know most of us could wear, and it would help any of us.
I can't wear shit. And I'm not gonna wrinkle these clothes.
What's it?
It was originally Freya's, but she decided not to wear it.
She got hooked
Okay.
up.
Cute.
Yeah,
The dragon. What is it? The dragon guard?
Yeah.
It's medium, I think, right?
Yes, a breastplate
It's
specifically is medium and does
14
not.
AC.
I'm not sure that you have proficiency with medium armor.
Let me check.
I was gonna say-
You can wear it, but you would not be able to cast spells in it. It does not negatively affect your stealth or anything like that, but I don't think you have proficiency with it.
Nope, just light armor.
All right.
I can have you. Thank you, though.
Thinking in a
I will put
non-magic
it
zone
on.
though, that may be work.
All right.
You can wear it? Neat.
So I take off my arm. I'll wait until we're in the next. We teleport and then I'll.
Okay. So you're on camera in front of everybody. Okay. Yes.
What is this? I guess I'll do it now. I'm probably not wearing more than like a vest, I guess.
Okay. I mean, I feel like half the people in this room are probably nude already. It's just a fairy way to be.
I'm jacking with the dancing lights, and they're no longer circling our foreheads, but they're now like flashing around Tell in like a very,
Yeah.
you know.
So Veranestra calls you over. Turn to the table. Good luck. Don't die. Please.
It's me. You got nothing to worry about.
She gives you the most assuring smile that she can muster. Yes, we'll see you after the hunt. Good luck out there.
Indeed, you will. Thanks.
Use your head. Be smart.
How about my wits?
Yes, indeed. Next, the Scarlet's attendant has arrived, and she says, "Do you have any person or otherwise that you would like to promote?"
I do, in fact.
Yes. What is the name?
Do I have to tell
Millicent's
you?
Magnificent Mixtures has been a great aid to me. Millicent of Millicent's Magnificent Mixtures.
The alchemy shop.
Yes.
All right. Very well. Any others?
Do we have to give you these all now?
It would be preferable if you did. Yes. I'm sure we could. If you simply cannot think of it.
Put in a plug for Seamus.
The leprechaun with the paper.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He cut me a great deal for a fifth of a ream.
You really should be more careful dealing with the Fae. Anyone else?
I would promote Celestine's Bubbly Box.
I love that place.
Girl.
You want to go? I got some chicken.
I'm vegetarian. Um,
I have celery too.
I photosynthesize through my antlers. How does she eat? All right, very well. Anyone?
No, thanks.
Very well. With that, she stands behind you. Still pretty close. Still pretty close. We shouldn't completely understand how far back she needs to be to not be a little bit creepy. Mel, Dog has appeared in front of you, presumably by walking under the table. You see that in his chair there is definitely like a booster seat. And such are the trappings of being the smallest of the Archfey. You're the one that solved my riddles. Do you want a hint?
For what?
For the riddles! For today's riddles!
Would that be fair, really, to everyone watching?
They don't know. They just think you're clever.
Okay.
It was the chair. Okay, he says to you, he pulls you in closer. He says to you, hold on, let me distract. Okay.
Did you just say no? He has my soul. Thanks a lot, you bitch.
Oh, big jerk, I think. That was the last
He
part.
just rolls his hands. There's a small ball of light. And it's gone again.
Which one you bitch?
And he scurries back up to the table. He's so happy. He's so happy that you've taken his hint.
Do you owe him that?
Yes, probably.
Green power.
All right. You ready to get started? Does anybody need to take a restroom break before we begin? Anything like that?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
Does anybody not have a potion of healing?
I do.
I have one.
I've got 2.
Yeah, I've got one.
Okay.
Who else has got? You've got one?
Mhm.
That works.
We have to. Someone would have to attune the spider staff, right?
Oh, that's true. That may have been a question I asked last night. Maybe I was going to use it because I'm going to stick with staff defense. Can 2 people be attuned to a staff?
Twin power.
Oh yeah, you need to decide what all you're attuned to. I see that.
Alright, I want to keep them both. Stay tuned. Spider staff strapped to the back, not being used.
But in case you need it.
But in case you need to use it in some form or fashion.
So things I have to be attuned to would be the Eyes of Charming and the Mind Shielding Ring and the blowgun and that thing, right? Is there? I don't think I have anything
Is the blowgun attuned?
on my own.
I think
What
it
are you
does.
doing?
For attunement.
Yes, it does.
I don't know.
Definitely that.
So you can't
The dingle hopper?
Yes.
And
Alice.
Yes. That's why I'm here.
Oh, thank you.
I'm a wealth of knowledge. I've spent the last couple days reading up on stuff and things.
Scroll of, or augury.
I don't know what that means.
Wealth of knowledge.
Shh.
So if I was
Is
to
this a spell?
yes, if I was to use this, if you need this, here's this. Does that mean that it could tell me how the outcome of this could go, or
What level spell is this thing? Second level divination.
I have three spots.
Mm-hmm.
Did my spell slots reset when we slept?
Yes.
So use that disguise me this turn.
That has it as well.
Okay. So okay.
So y'all want to employ that scroll of augury?
I'd like to make sure that I
He's a puppy.
understand
Okay, so
how.
essentially it's going to be I always thought that I wanted to run it like a Magic 8 Ball, except less random. You think about a specific course of action that you're going to take, and the answer that pops up should give you either a positive, negative, both, or neutral response.
Okay.
So an example would be
If we were getting ready to go through
the
a portal.
You
Okay.
could use that and potentially get feedback.
So yeah, we're not going to use this moment, but I wanted to definitely make sure that
Oh,
I
I see what you mean.
understood.
Okay, not the portal that you're standing on. but-
Right.
Okay, gotcha.
Right.
You get good and bad.
So much bad.
I think
I
we're
ran
ready
away.
to go, right?
I can't think of anything else. I got my wand of
You're as ready as you can be.
everything. Do you have the wand of magic missile?
I do. Do you want it back?
No, you're fine with it. I just wanted to make sure somebody.
I don't. I'm
that
not
one does
even-
not require attunement.
Oh,
so
okay.
Right. No, anybody
keep that
can
one on
use it.
hand. So what 3 items do you have attuned?
The dagger, I guess.
Okay.
Because unless that's like a larger process.
So yeah, read some of the new stuff that it got.
Okay.
They got new stuff?
It just changed.
Yes, it did.
I don't know anything about that.
Mostly just the first one.
Plus 3.
Jeez.
Okay. Okay. And the blowgun and the mind shielding ring.
Okay, that could be good.
Uh-huh.
Because all of you guys have advantage on saves against being charmed,
Yes.
and you do not. But I believe that gives it to you.
I'm on the couch. Please stop. No.
You
This spot looks
just
good.
like a couch.
I have a blanket over my head. He's just standing on me.
Sounds like somebody else. Maybe.
Remix. Oh, yes,
Let's get ready for the wild hunt.
Yes.
Let's get ready to rumble.
All right, so Scarrett brings you all back in. This is a little too loud. Brings you all back into the circle along with his attendant. The rules of this hunt. Put simply, survive. Do not die while you are in this arena. It will be very difficult to bring you back. The second is whatever you have on your person right now, that is what you take. It's what you take in, and is what you will take out. Number 3, this orb. This orb will broadcast your progress to those watching below. This is very important. Do not let the orb break. If you let the orb break, you fail. My attendant will do everything in her power to ensure that it is not broken. You should do so as well. If you see that the orb takes a black sheen, feel free to talk amongst yourselves, talk freely. It is not transmitting. If it takes a white sheen, it is. You'll know that you're being broadcast to all of the Feywild.
How big is the orb?
6 to 8 inches across. So
Okay.
small soccer ball.
Do you have to be attuned to that breastplate?
I don't think so.
Does it
It would
say-
say it requires attunement.
It doesn't say
I
that.
don't think so.
Perfect.
I think similar to the boots, right? Like those don't require attunement, do they?
Yeah,
They-
Just
they do.
part of the outfit.
Is my rifle?
I don't know that we had.
I don't think it matters.
Do you already have 3 things attuned?
It's just the cloak. Oh, that's the cloak.
Okay. I think it's kind of cool that it should. Like we come up with a really badass name for it too. That's another thing. We can talk about that later though.
Mhm.
I would love it to have a really badass name. The Sandman. I don't know. It's something. All right. Onto the glyph. You all stand.
It's been an honor.
Scarrett ushers his attendant forward,
Blue.
and he hands her. I'm going to use this as a prop for a moment. A small leather tube about the size and shape. She brings it back and hands it to you, Jim. In the tube is everything that you have been given from the court and everything you will receive until the hunt is complete. Opening that tube will signal the beginning of the hunt. Do you understand?
Yes.
Do you have any final questions?
Do you guys have any questions to know what spells we may want to prep?
Yeah, you set with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Very well. Let the hunt. Oh. Yeah.
Should the orb- Sorry. Should the orb take any kind of damage, is there any way that we can repair it, or is there anything that we can do to stop anything from?
Should it fall from a great height, should it be struck with great force, it will break. There is no repairing this orb.
Is there any reason it can't go in my bag?
I can't see
We
us.
don't want to watch your back.
Temporarily, if we needed to do something
The
dangerous.
attendant will carry the orb.
She's going with us?
This was explicitly stated.
Okay. No.
Let's go.
I'm pretty sure it was. I'm pretty sure
Isn't
she
she
told
with-
you last night that she was going to be with you controlling the orb. Maybe. Okay, so maybe it wasn't explicit. Maybe it was like implicit that she'd be with you. Just that she'd be
She's
controlling.
gonna
the orb.
control it. She's gonna protect it.
Yeah.
But we didn't understand she was gonna be
Yeah.
there.
Does that then mean that we need to also protect her? Should any
She can
potential-
protect herself.
Okay.
Okay,
Alright.
if you're ready.
I think in her direction, what is your name?
Hmm?
I think in her direction, what is your name?
Baniak.
Is that your sister's name backwards?
I never even thought about that.
No, it's not. Come on, no, absolutely not. None of those sounds are in your sister's name.
Maybe it's backwards and upside down and sideways.
Oh my god, you guys.
Guys, this isn't a riddle. We just need to go.
I'm ready.
Pop!
Oh my god. Okay. Yes.
I pull out a pink elephant.
The glyphs beneath you begin to
Yes,
glow
sir.
with an intense purple light. The intensity of the light is so painful, but when it fades after you've shielded your eyes, you're no longer in the palace. Instead, you're standing on a square stone platform. It bears the same glyphs as the circle in the court. Around you, all you see is twilight in the sky and the rolling hills of the Feywild covered in that same thick purple grass, the one that kicks up the sparkly dust motes as you walk through it. You've opened the tube.
I've opened the tube.
I don't know, I'm just gonna put this in the middle a bit.
The wild hunt. For those of you viewing at home, Corey's laid out how we're going to get boned.
Yes.
We're good.
It's explicit.
All depends.
Oh, it's in comedy.
That was in the riddle, babe.
I didn't
This is the first
I
test.
just thought it was like a solid.
This is good luck.
Ow, paper cut.
It seems extremely genuine.
What,
Oh,
what
it's a
did
40
what did
cent
Dov tell you?
Oh, right. Apparently we're gonna get a map. We have to look at it in the right light. With
That's the map.
the right light.
Ah.
Emphasis. He made a light. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't do that. So. Oh.
Change the light.
All we have is twilight, apparently.
I got some light options.
Okay. A duskwood seed, the legend goes, finds root beneath the water. In proper soil the seedling grows, or else 'tis fish's fodder. Okay. And then a field of blue, shadow top lake, and river's end.
The orb is transmitting. It's white at this point, but you do hear in your head.
Commentary the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, so essentially the way this works is that what you have removed from the tube is a small scroll,
Hmm.
about 8.5 inches by 11 inches. On that scroll, towards the bottom, you see the outline of a large rectangle. And above that, as you open, after you've opened the tube, that line appears, a duskwood seed, etc., appears written in ink across the top.
Okay.
Right? So then, as soon as you finish reading that line aloud, 3 locations appear at the bottom of the map, filling in the bottom half of that map.
Do they appear in that order?
Yes, like as you've laid them out, that is how they appear.
Nice. Do they stack that way?
Yeah, it was just random. So check.
In your head, you hear the attendant say to you, "I will mark these locations to make you able to find them. Solve the riddle. Go where you will. We will follow your progress."
So one of these is the correct portal to take.
That is correct. Again, this is all telepathic, so anything you say out loud is talking to yourself, more or less.
So if you'd like to share.
Yeah, one of these is the correct portal. We need to figure out which one. My guess would be Shadowtop Lake. Because we've got a Duskwood seed. Which sounds like it might have to do with shadows or something. Field of Blue sounds, it looks like a well. So it seems the least likely to find a seedling growing underneath the water, right? Or to have fish in it.
But it's called field.
I move a dancing light over it to see if that illuminates anything differently based on what Melon mentioned a moment ago. What?
Underneath the backside, if you would, and not too close because it will light on fire. And please don't light your fingers on fire.
You need to look at it from the other side?
Here, you do that.
Don't light it on
Can you
fire.
see anything?
It's
starting to kind
It
of.
should take a minute, yeah.
Yeah. Well, is that what it's starting to come up with right here? Oh, now it's starting to show up
Yeah.
for sure.
I think this would take. I'm sorry. It takes
No,
longer than I thought.
I'm trying to be really careful not to.
It grow well. Is there more towards your hand?
I don't know.
But you need to only stay in this portion. Is that correct?
Alright, so let me see. What does it say?
T
Okay,
grow
there should
well.
be an S there. There is an S there. It's just further off to the side.
ST?
It grows well.
Alright, and then.
Over this side?
Yep.
Where's his hand grow?
Nah.
Fireball!
Maybe.
Blue. Round blue, yeah.
Man, I'm starting to think that my method is not so effective.
So a
Round.
well and a blue.
Ground?
blue.
Ground? Does it need to go further to the left?
It grows round, well blue.
So, oh.
And then off to the, like, sort of towards the edge of the paper, too.
Over here?
Yeah.
Is there something underneath surrounded?
Surrounded.
by blue. It grows well surrounded by blue.
So yes, as you said, it was dancing lights.
Yes.
Yes, as you cast dancing lights over the map itself,
These are hot.
this message reveals itself unto you. It grows well, underlined, surrounded by blue, all caps.
So we need to go to the wall.
Field of blue.
Yeah.
All right. So after you've spoken the words "field of blue," Scare's attendant kind of like from underneath the orbs, and you see that in the in a strictly northward direction, as far as you can tell.
I flash a pretty confident smile and wink at
The
orb
camera.
itself.
So what I'm going to call it is it's essentially a beacon of stardust. It's as if the sky has opened up and shown you this constellation of stardust that just spirals down, pointing the way for you to go. So straight north you go. Again, these are these rolling hills, that thick grass, and it's kicking up those dust motes. So it looks as if an entire herd of the green dragons are moving through. Very easy to follow your progress from up above. You see that Scare's attendant is not only holding the orb, but also manipulating it in the air and in space, doing aerial shots and all kinds of cool camera work.
Yeah, pretty much.
So after a few minutes of walking in this northward direction, the orb returns to her and goes black for the first time. She's like, all right, we're at the first intermission break. It's been probably 15, 20, 30 minutes at this point. If there's anything you need to say privately amongst yourselves, now is the time. You have maybe 5 minutes.
Next one with the lights.
Good job, guys.
Glad you knew stuff. Weren't you leaning towards that one anyway?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody was bringing up fields or something.
I don't know, but
Yeah,
that was
not for any solid reason.
Good job, team.
good job.
Great team.
Glad you knew some stuff.
I was going to. I call out to the rest of the crew the scroll of augury that I have and explain what it does, so that way, like, if there's a time that we think that this is, because this was one of the things that I was like, oh, I mean, we could use this. We didn't have to, but I just wanted to make sure that we all understood that that was something that we had at our disposal, if we wanted to do that at some point.
I don't know why I'm talking like I'm also part of the group. Okay.
He's like,
Okay, I'm into this, y'all. Okay.
Is this lemon juice?
It is lemon juice.
Nice.
Cool.
I
haven't seen that since I was
I know.
a
Right?
idiot.
All right, pulling out the old tricks.
I pull an iron out of the bag of holding.
So
This is great for all these wrinkles I have.
the line of stardust that's been guiding your
This whole
path
time?
gets bigger and bigger. The commercial break. Sorry, let me say these things in order. The commercial break ends. You continue trudging onward towards the line of stardust in the sky. It gets larger and larger and leads you up this large hill. As you crest over the hill, you see how the field of blue gets its name. In the center of the field, there is a small well. It looks ancient, potentially abandoned, maybe about 10 feet wide. Around it, in a formation of 2 circles, 3 on the inside, 4 on the outside, are gigantic oxen. Giant blue oxen. So this is the field of blue. The oxen appear to be sleeping soundly for now. What do you do? I never did describe the seed that you had pulled out of the tube. That's my bad.
There's a seed?
There is a seed. Sorry.
Oh, a duskwood seed.
It helps the clue make more sense. This is. It would. Yeah. Sorry. So you do pull out the seed. Right.
Looks like a D12.
It looks like an almond in size and shape, but in color it is black. There is a vein of white that runs through the center and branches off in 2 different places along the body of the seed. Duskwood does seem apt.
So we need to drop it in the well.
I literally can't answer that
I
question. Okay, sorry. Okay.
Okay. Sort of.
Do
Not
y'all
really.
think that these oxen are here
Set your
to
opinion,
guard
asshole. I
the
was not
well?
asking.
Sorry, what?
Do you think the oxen are here to guard the well?
Are they in circles, you said?
Yes, 2 circles. Think sort of nose to tail,
So
like they've
there's-
bedded down. around this well. There are 3 on the inside.
So if we could
They're four on
fly
the
over
outside.
them, we could have avoided all of the oxen.
3 words in, that went straight shade. Damn.
Well,
If only somebody had an invisible mage
I
hand.
was just gonna say.
Oh.
Yeah. If only someone did have that.
From this distance,
We'd have to get pretty close
it
to
doesn't
the
look
oxen.
like the oxen. Like you would definitely not be able to
But-
stand outside the oxen. When I say
Um,
giant, I mean like the D&D version of giant. Like these dudes are huge.
Is Bait the Blue Ox?
Yeah, basically. I mean, just looking at them from where they're standing, you estimate maybe 15 feet high and 25 feet long.
How much chicken
Don't you
got?
have an invisibility cloak?
No,
No?
no.
What is it then?
It makes me harder to hit,
He's a
but they
wizard,
can
but not
still
that
see
kind of
me.
wizard. His parents didn't leave him anything like that.
You do have that potion I gave you, but I don't think it'll get you far enough.
Oh, I could charge him. Ox.
Knock it back 15.
I don't know how my blow dart gun would work on a giant ox.
Do you want me to cast how do you say it? Is it
Augury?
thaumaturgy?
Thaumaturgy. Yeah.
Thaumaturgy? And see if it
Thaumaturgy.
thaumaturgy?
Yeah.
Just see if it can scare them.
I could try to talk to him, but
Do we want to
They might attack
do we want to scare them if we're the only other things around here?
They look to be
Will they
asleep.
run away or will they run
So,
at us?
They look to be asleep.
They're completely asleep, yeah.
do they look mean?
They look asleep.
Like blood on the horns or anything?
No, I mean,
They just look like they graze on grass. And
yeah,
They'll stomp you to death.
potentially. Let's hope so. What do you do, fam? The orb is pulsing white. The entire world is watching.
I don't have much to help
2
us.
steps from hell plays in the background.
I love 2 steps from hell.
Yeah,
Right?
me too.
What is it? This is a field? Just
Yeah.
like a meadow?
Yeah, I see. Like you guys have just crested this hill. You're looking down into this little valley.
How far away is the
Are we
well
sure
from
the seed's supposed to go in the well?
I'd throw
Well,
out 100 yards.
No.
100 yards?
But
I
it
would
does
say
say
that-
finds root beneath the water.
I would say that maybe so you got 3 oxen in a circle immediately around the well. I'd say maybe 15, 20 feet away. And then there's a small gap, again, maybe 15, 20 feet, and you've got a line of 4 around them.
But okay, so that would cover like snoot to butt. That's gonna
They're not
cover-
touching. There's definitely
Yeah,
a path,
space.
you know, walking
Oh.
around them. You could easily make it between them.
Okay.
We
Sneak
could
to butt.
we could try to sneak.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to go by yourself? Or do
All
you
want to go?
Would you rather go by yourself?
Can
Army is a bit
anybody
louder.
help out with the sneaking side of things?
I can. Yes, I can.
Okay.
I can pass something to help you.
Okay.
You want to do that?
Are we sure we want to put the seed in the well? Are we?
That's what it sounds like the
Deciding
clue's
that?
saying.
Well, I was thinking it would be
Okay.
beneficial if you had the mage hand to hold on to the seed, so that way if something doesn't happen the way we expect it to, the mage hand can pull it back out.
So it's not fish's fodder.
Pull it out. I was thinking I could sacrifice myself, but still get the seed in the well.
Jesus.
Just kidding.
We can
I,
always
I want to take myself out early. Go home first quarter.
Put the seed in the well.
Okay. Okay. What you said you had something to help me, or you personally are going to help me?
No, I have something that can help you. Are you ready?
Is it gonna hurt?
No,
Okay.
but it only lasts for a certain amount of time.
Well, where's the seed? Who has a seed? Seed.
I
Mage
did.
hand.
Okay.
I cast Pass Without a Trace.
Okay.
Shit.
What's the deets?
What's the deeds? I'm doing
Pull
all
up
the.
your financial
What,
deed.
do I even
Okay,
have anything
yeah.
I could possibly do?
I appreciate if you use the book.
It's probably out of obstinance more than anything.
I disguise myself as a
You
giant
can use
blue
the computer
ox.
all you want.
A veil of shadows and silence radiates from you, masking you and your companions from detection. For the duration, each creature you choose within 30 feet of you has a +10 bonus to stealth checks and can't be tracked except by magical means.
Cool.
A creature that leaves this bonus behind leaves no tracks or other traces of its passage.
Okay.
So +10 to your stealth check.
Shit.
Alright, so
do I
this
have
is-
to be within 30 feet after it's activated with her?
Yeah, can I move with it, or is it like
No, I
an
think
area?
it's-
It says for the duration, each creature you choose within 30 feet of you.
So when you're casting, it's got a casting
It's-
area.
Yes.
But then
Okay,
once
but I
you've
can take
affected
it
those
with me.
things,
Yes, because the range is self, and so yes.
Okay, it's on me.
It stays
Yes.
there.
Okay.
I'm
So
not completely
we-
sure that that's how that works, but right now that's how we're gonna run it.
So we all have
I
it.
think that's accurate.
Okay.
Yeah,
As
that
long
would
as
be-
we are close.
I think that's how it works.
No, I don't.
Well, as long as you're within the
Within the 30
range
feet.
when he casts it, and then you can move off
Okay,
outside
okay.
of it. I don't,
So it
like I said, I don't know,
affects us.
but
yeah.
tonight that's how it's gonna be.
Okay.
Maybe this pocket dimension is like really weird,
Let's do
and
it.
the whole thing is only
Huh?
30 feet.
This is
Yeah.
the seed.
Yeah, it's the sea.
That says like a D12.
Even though it was
and
black,
has
so I should
colors
just
and
use my own. but-
almond.
All right, so Mel was going in alone amongst these 7 gigantic oxen.
Oh god.
All right, the well lies before you.
Please be stealthy.
Essentially, all you need to do is go between.
I whisper through the ring, very, very, very quietly. Holler if you need help.
Well,
Use
Will do.
your potion if you need to get out quickly.
My who?
Your potion.
oh, I thought she was
Misty
taking the
step.
potion to get in.
Oh.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, see, but that's fine. Yeah, that's a good call.
Okay.
So, essentially, what you'll need to do is make your way between 2 out of the outer row, and then over a little bit, and then between 2 of the inner row. So go ahead and make me the first stealth check. And then between. Sleeping
18
oxen.
and 18 is 36.
All right, so you move in front of the first ox, and you realize how massive. Like laying on the ground, on its stomach, it's still 8-9 feet tall. It's massively wide, at least 10 feet wide. As you pass in front of it, it kind of blows at you a little bit in its sleep. You don't make a move, you don't make a sound, and it doesn't wake up. You're through the first string. All right. So then, creeping over, for the first time, not dealing with like the little tinkling sounds and the dust being kicked up by the shadow grass. Go ahead and make me a stealth check for getting through that second ring.
So many.
20 and 18 is 38.
Jesus Christ!
You find yourself at the well. Bunch of sleeping cows around you.
Goddamn cows.
Useless cows. Oh my god. Okay. No, this is excellent. This is excellent.
Is the
Alright.
orb like up watching her from like an aerial?
Oh, you better believe it, dude. It's just like it's like rotating around.
I dropped the seed into the well.
Drop the seed into the well
You see that?
Yeah.
very faintly.
And I GTFO.
Okay.
Okay, actually, I paused for a second while
Okay.
you continue what you were saying.
Nothing has happened.
Nothing.
I mean,
It's just sitting.
it fell for a little while and then
It
it
hit the water. Okay,
in the water.
let's get out of here.
Okay. Okay.
Okie dokie.
The seed is in the well.
Neat.
Do we need to worry about it though?
Now what do we do?
Proper soil? Answer is beneath the water in proper soil.
We ruined it.
Yes, that's beneath the water. Proper soil. I don't.
I'm like.
No
my
tree
friends.
appears.
Is it in the soil and the water? Through the ring. Very quietly.
It's quite dark
How
down
should
there.
I know?
Yeah, she didn't even have dark vision.
60 feet. I put some dirt from the ground into the well.
Okay. A little bit louder now.
Proper soil.
Where's my D20?
Little shake.
Oh, but okay. It's kind of a minus, so. Damn it. Okay. Nope, nothing.
No, like.
They're just still snoring away all around you. Still no sapling.
So it hasn't grown anything yet?
Oh, that's sorry.
Not that I can see. I can see what you can see.
Can you get the seed out before it becomes fish fodder?
I can try. but not really. Like I can't see in there.
Yeah, you can see maybe about 30 feet down. You can't really see the surface of the water.
So it doesn't go.
What's up? How you doing? How's it going?
It's my favorite.
I sort of think I'm
Proper
proficient in stealth.
Well, I did get there anyways. That's all that matters.
How long does the bonus last from?
An hour.
Oh, okay.
It's concentration.
That's quite a while.
I don't know what soil it referenced. Proper soil.
Maybe drop some more in. Freya, do you have any insight?
Is there anything else in the pouch? Was there anything else that fell out?
No.
Just the seed.
What was on the seed?
It was so it's shaped like an almond. The body is black, like almost a shiny black, like an onyx. And then, you know what? If I could just click and draw. Except what's white is black, and what's black is white.
Mm.
It's just the sort of a pattern on the seed.
Should I go in the well? Can I? My rope is not great.
How far?
50 feet, but it's just hempen rope.
So it says
Knox next to you is swatting at something in his sleep.
so it says it finds root beneath the water.
It didn't say it was in the water, I guess.
It said beneath the water.
In proper soil, the seedling.
Do we need
Maybe
to?
that's the
do we
problem
need
is
to
that
go
it's not in
through-
the ground.
Do we need to go through the well, all of us?
seedling grows, or else it is vicious water.
Maybe we need to plant it somewhere underneath the well.
It grows.
You mean in the dirt in the bottom of it?
I mean, we assume that there's. So did she hear water?
Yeah.
The seed hit water.
Perhaps the next portal is through the water.
You want to sneak in there?
I mean, I'd have to just jump in. I don't know how deep it is.
You could try the rope first. I wouldn't. I would
Lower-
like to be
lower-
with you, but I'm afraid of.
Lower the rope in, and then pull it back up and see how much of it's wet.
Okay.
I did that.
Quickly,
That's a good
yeah. About 40 feet.
Deep.
Right below the edge of your sight, but still within the range of the rope. Yeah.
Well, did you say you had 60?
I do have 60 feet of dark vision.
Am I?
This is what I'm usually.
I'm sorry. Have you always had dark vision? I'm okay. I'm very sorry. You see the dark sheen of the water about 40 feet away. For some reason, I was convinced you did not have dark vision.
Here, I'll take.
My bad.
So
Sure,
what if
I'm glad I
it's-
do.
What if it has something to do
Yep.
with the oxen? It grows well surrounded by blue. It is surrounded by blue, but what if they have some sort of part to play in this as well?
You want to ask them? I don't want to ask them.
So can you see the seed from where you are?
It's floating on top of the water
Grab it
next
out.
to some dirt.
Can
It
I?
hasn't sunk
Okay.
yet.
I have 10 feet of. How big around is the well?
About 10 feet
What's
diameter.
Okay.
It's a big old well.
Can I like tie it around?
You would not have enough rope left to get down into the well.
Do you have a grappling hook?
She's not trying to
That
get.
would leave you enough.
I don't. Wait, I
She's
don't.
not
Yeah,
trying to
you
get into the water.
I just
Yes, she is.
need to get close enough I can drop into it.
What pack do you
I
have?
just don't want to jump 40
You would
feet.
have enough rope to get down about, what did I say? Okay, so it's 10 feet around, it's 10 feet wide, so that's 30 feet of rope to get around it. And then you would have 20 feet of rope remaining, of which you would use probably a couple of feet to tie around yourself. So I'm just going to say, I'm not going to count that. I'm just going to say that you have 20 feet of rope remaining. You can get 20 feet down into the well.
So you could
By
use a
time.
mage.
the
It's
rope
really a
around it.
long ways to drop still.
You could use a mage hand.
But it
Mage
is fine.
hands.
30 feet.
Okay. Well, if I can see it, then I'll get down in there some and get it out with the mage hand.
All right,
At
so
least.
So now you have tied the rope around the well. You have climbed over the side very carefully, very stealthily.
Does she have climbing gear though?
Mm-mm.
Are you sure? What do you have? What pack do you have?
I don't remember what it's
Let me
called.
see. You might, if you have pittons. Yeah, you have pittons.
What?
That could make some noise though.
What
I don't
is
know if she
that?
wants to do
It's
that.
Well, nothing
hooks
makes
that you could
noise,
basically
right?
hammer into the side
Yeah.
of the well
No.
very loudly.
Yeah.
Well, I don't need to do that if I can get in some and mage hand it.
So yeah, you're now hanging the rope about your waist, 20 feet down below the surface of the opening of the well, 20 feet above the surface of the water. Your mage hand reaches out, scoops up the seed, and pulls it up to you.
You could try to bury it too.
You may hold on to the seed and then push back down in with the mage hand.
That's
See if
fair.
there's
You could,
ground.
How far? Well, I guess I don't know how far I am from the bottom.
20 feet from the surface of the water. So that'd give you 10 feet below.
You could
Get some soil from up top. Pack the seed in it, and
That's what I
then
was thinking.
just
Then it would
push,
at least probably sink.
push it. Well, no, just push it below the surface. All it's got to be is in proper soil below the water.
Okay.
Do we know this is proper soil? Do we have any way to verify?
No idea.
But we don't know. This is the only soil we have.
It grows
so-
well surrounded by blue.
Yeah. Okay. Can I climb out of the well?
Mhm.
Or I take the seed from the mage hand, send the mage hand to get the dirt.
Okay,
Get
this
the dirt.
works. Yeah.
Bring the dirt. Wrap the seed. Push
Make
it with
me
the mage
one
hand.
final stealth check to blindly grope for dirt outside the well.
I hope you grab its butt.
12.
Okay.
And
Well,
8
Plus 10.
is 2.
32.
Yeah, so that'll do it.
Okay.
Got you a big old mage hand full of dirt.
Also is invisible.
Up
so
to
that's
10
good.
pounds. Up to 10
Terrible.
pounds of dirt.
Okay. Well,
It's a lot of dirt.
just some dirt.
Mage backhoe.
Quite like, beep. So I pack the seed in the dirt real well, and I
Okay.
I carry it with a mage hand, and then I push it into the water.
10 feet below the surface of the water
Yeah.
it goes. Your mage hand has not met any solid resistance yet. Do you let it go? Do you?
Can I just hold it there?
You can just hold it there.
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna hold it
All right. So you hold it there for a minute. Still no sapling.
Okay, I bring back up.
Okay.
I take it out of the dirt.
Mm-hmm.
I take the seed with the mage. Oh, I can't reach the bottom.
If you know,
If I have 30 more feet, I could get in the water and then have 30 more feet and see if that's enough.
and you could misty step back to the rope.
I can Missy step back to y'all. Oh, I have to see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna step if there's not ground.
Sort of. You'd have to catch the rope as you're falling.
It's possible though.
20 feet is a long way to drop. Okay. I drop into. I have hold of the seed myself. I drop into the water. I guess I need to check on that unless we don't freaking die.
How big of a fish is in there?
I don't want to die in the water.
Did you drop into the
I need
water?
to stop rolling over there.
Yes, I did. That's what I said. Oh my god.
We're fucked. We're fucked.
Where are you guys in relation to all of the oxen right now? You
Probably
guys?
pretty close.
Goes the oxen closest to the well as he scrambles up to his feet, and then his two compatriots around
I try to stealth away, and I'm like,
the inner circle of the well. So like I said, there's about a 10-15 foot gap between the first ring and the well, 10-15 foot gap in that second ring. The oxen have all awoken at this point and have begun to charge simply in a circle around. They're just pawing at the ground and bucking and kicking, charging around in a circle. The inner circle goes clockwise, and the outer circle goes counterclockwise. It's gonna be tough to hop through them. So where were you in relation to the well and the two rings?
oh, definitely outside the second ring.
Okay, outside the second ring, is it the same for both of you as well? Okay, so they
We're still
don't
up
seem
on
to
the
have...
rise a little bit.
Okay,
Looking
overlooking.
down, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
this makes sense. Okay, so none of you are in immediate danger because of this, but the oxen do seem to have been alerted and awoken. You see that their eyes glow with a very faint purple sheen as they charge
I'm
around.
just like, Mel, if you can still hear me, be careful. The oxen are all awake.
Yes, regardless of noise outside, she can hear you.
Yes, I noticed.
So there you are, shivering in the bottom of the well. You have this neat seed in your hand, and yeah.
I
Now
try to
what?
mage hand it into the bottom without
Okay.
going under the
Yeah, you
water.
grab it in the mage hand and you press it about between 25 and 30 feet down. You feel resistance. You press the seed into it. It doesn't seem to be sinking. seems to be solid.
The bottom of the well is solid.
Like rock.
The bottom of the well is rock, you guys. Can I try around other places with my mage hand?
Yes.
Pushing it.
Yeah.
The whole bottom is rock.
The whole bottom is rock, and sadly, the entire inside has been lined with stone. There doesn't seem to be any natural soil in this well. I mean, like, if you follow the water table out and stuff, it's a bit much, though.
It grows well surrounded by wood.
Think about how you guys got here to this location.
In a circle.
Started.
Just think back. That's my hint to you. Just think back.
Maybe I missed something. We started on a platform, a Stardust Trail appeared above us, and we just walked.
Yeah, but everything
little
we
less
do
literal.
is with circles.
Little less literal.
We all had to get in the circle portal. Do we all have to get in the circle well? In the circle. Oxen.
At this point, the three of you standing up on the hill cannot see the well anymore because of the amount of dust that has been kicked up from the grass. You can see the outer ring of oxen, but still, even that is obscured a little bit from the amount of dust that's been kicked up. Think about, not how, think about why you came here. Like that's really as much hint as I will and can give you.
Because we follow a clue. So we need a clue?
Why we came here?
Mm-hmm.
To hunt something. Do we need to bury it in an ox? No.
Get a tauntaun.
Whatever you have on your person right now is what you will take out of the circle, is what you will bring into the circle, and what you will bring out of the circle. Do not let the orb break. If it breaks, we fail.
We technically brought the seed with us.
Yeah,
So does that mean that we can't leave it?
I think we're. No.
Don't
I
get
don't
too
think
caught up on
that's
that
not
part
yours.
specifically. That
But-
was
You're
an
dealing with the
oversight
most
on my
literal
part.
individual at the
That would
table.
be a little bit of an oversight on my part. Yeah.
Individual. at
Which
the
makes
table.
you are dealing with the Fae. I should have been a little bit more careful with my words there.
You're okay.
I think so. How we are supposed to get past the oxen.
Think we're all supposed to be invited?
What is this first part that we're in? Like, there's something we have to do before the hunt, right? This is it. What did they tell us about that? It's an arena.
Mm-hmm.
We had to make it through the arena. We had to find the correct portal. Which
These were the three portals represented, right?
They were 3 potential locations of interest.
Yeah, we
They were
haven't
never
done a portal yet.
stated
She
as
did
portals, yeah.
Starlight Jazz. So
You said a location. She marked it for you and you went there.
Do we need the soil from the portal that we arrived on?
It's a little specific.
Anybody know anything about a Duskwood seed legend?
Do I?
I would say that there is a chance that you might.
Would it be like a nature check?
Yeah.
History.
Intelligence, nature. Specifically, I'll say that y'all can make a roll, but you're gonna have to justify why you would know about Fey
Right.
trees specifically.
Yeah.
Nature.
Yeah.
22. And I would probably have read something.
Okay. So nature 22. A seed simply will not grow surrounded by this much water. It would drown out the seed.
Also, there's no fish in here.
We need more.
It's true.
It's a well.
think about why you came to this
Because
particular location.
it called out in our clue that it was surrounded by blue, which was obviously called out in the name. We get here, we see the reason why it was called blue is because of these blue ox.
Is any of the dust going into the well?
You can't tell that. You can though. Yeah, I mean a little.
Could I try planting? It grows. What was the first part? In water.
Root beneath the water. Finds root beneath the water.
Well, its roots could go beneath the water without it being planted in the water. What if I planted it outside the well on the ground?
Yeah, give it a shot.
Yeah, try it.
How close are the ox, like the first ring?
If the ox are awake now, you may save that scroll and hitting up out of there.
Yeah.
So how are you gonna get out?
Well, I have a backpack, so all my stuff is on me still.
You could just
So,
Try.
well, I can't.
It's pretty smooth.
What is someone? Please tell me what a pin is. I understand you
It's
hammer
like
the
a
hooks
hammer
in,
into the wall.
but how would I climb out without when my rope is
you
up
would
there?
be climbing up the wall and then hammering it in every 10 feet. So
Using it as I guess a handhold basically.
Well, I don't have a hammer.
You do.
Why would?
I think it's part of climbing gear.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I
it's
do.
just part of your mask.
Okay. I need to do that just up to my rope, and then I can climb the rope. So it's just
How
20
tall are these ox when they're running around?
About 15-20 feet.
Okay.
Big.
Do you want to go in there to her?
I would love to go in there to her.
Okay, well, go ahead and go for it.
Huge.
You just jump over them.
the well is probably the safest place to be in
Up,
here.
down, up, down.
How tall is it?
You probably
The
got rope
wall
too.
of the well,
Here.
Wall of the well.
like above the ground. Here?
I would say 3 to
No,
5 feet.
I'm sure I have rope.
Okay. Well, I'm just thinking, kind of like,
Yeah,
or
no.
do I have to like get
From the
out
edge.
of the well? Yeah.
I see. Jump
Well,
from
there's
side to side.
remember again there was still like a 10 or 15 foot gap between the edge of
Yeah.
the well and the nearest ox.
That's
You
true.
gotta-
They're not like moving.
So they're not gonna like trample you as soon as you leave the well.
Freya's
Okay.
gonna come get you out. She's got rope.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I would like to slowly. I can feel my heartbeat in my eardrums.
Yeah.
My face is like dum dum dum. I should be
Same.
drunk right now. I'd like to slowly come because we're on a hill, kind of, right?
Yeah.
So slowly, kind of come down to see if any of them start to pay attention to me.
No mind at all.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I continue to kind of get closer and closer and closer.
It's almost like a
Anything
solid
changes.
wall that is ox, no ox, ox, no ox, ox, no ox. Like you have opportunities to get through, but
It's
it's
like a
gonna be
carousel.
tough. Yes.
I'd like to use my booty boots to jump over them.
To jump over them. Okay. Yes, you can jump. What is that? 3 plus your strength. You could jump 18 feet. You could reasonably, right? Because 3 times your
I thought it
jump
was-
height.
Is that what it is?
It's your strength modifier plus 3. And that's the height that you can jump. If you get a 10-foot running start, multiply that by 3. I think it's going to be 18.
What's your strength modifier?
16? Is that right?
Yeah.
Right there.
So 3 and 3
16.
is 6, 18.
Okay.
Make me an athletics check.
Okay.
The DC is going to be 15.
So.
It's an athletics check.
Oh.
It should be like your top one or
4.
fourth one down.
Yeah. No, I see it. It's not quite gonna.
Alright.
Get me there.
So what happens is as you stride up, you try to align your body such that you will clear barely the top of the oxen that you're running, that you're jumping over. You barely mistime it. It's got that little hump in the middle of its spine, and it just sends you head over heels. You make it over, but you're going to end up taking 2d6 of falling damage for falling that 20 feet and sprawled on the ground.
Now I roll high.
D6 is hot!
2,
Okay.
6.
Okay, so 8 damage. Yeah, you land on your shoulder hard. You're safe, You're in between the two rings of oxen.
Ooh, between the two.
So I think we see that, and I'm like, Freya, are you okay?
I'll let you know when I can breathe again.
Is the chicken okay?
Broke my fall a little bit.
Still good. My
Okay.
breast saved me. Okay, so what does the next ring look like? Like even faster or?
I mean, there's only 3 of them this time. But it's smaller, so
I was
it's
gonna
like
say,
you
so
do angular momentum calculations, and it's the same thing.
Okay.
You'll do it.
So what would it look like for me to? Would it be like another athletics check, whether I jump over them again, or whether I run through?
Yes. You think that actually shooting that gap between them might be a little easier than
Yeah.
clearing one.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and try to charge through.
Sounds good. Sounds good. You time it. You try to get it right.
Like-
DC's gonna be 12. Athletics again.
Big hits, no whammies.
Do I have to say that I would?
Don't fuck me
Do I have to use my inspiration?
You have to call it now.
But if I don't want to have to use it, like if I roll like a natural 20, do I have to use it? Like what is I do have to. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that's fine.
I want to say no, but
No,
it's,
no.
yeah,
I don't.
you do.
Purely asking to make sure. Dang it, it's early. I'm not gonna use it.
Here you go. DC 12.
Oh my gosh. No, I didn't clear it.
no.
Of course I didn't.
What's
Okay.
your athletics?
Maybe they just bounce out. They don't seem very mindful.
I needed one more. I would have made it.
All right. So you try to time the gap and you don't jump. You try to time the gap and you don't jump. You're like, oh, just screw it. You jump. Just like oxhead horns, just like catch you up
Both
underneath
times.
and toss you over.
But I don't get impaled.
You don't. But I mean, this is some. I don't even know who it would be. Like some director would do this, I think. But you get thrown up by the ox horns, and like slow mo, you're like, oh shit. You're falling now from the air towards the well. I want you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
I'm like,
She's gonna.
Yes, you see a Freya go over and like start coming down like the aperture above you.
Oh,
You're
no.
headed straight for the well.
do a fancy dive.
Yeah, 9.
Okay,
Just raw 9?
Raw 9.
this is a dexterity saving throw. Okay,
Saving throw, did you use?
Yep, nothing. There's nothing there.
all right. Freya goes sailing past you into the well.
Yes, that's amazing.
I land in the water. I'm here to help.
Great.
Baywatch.
By the way, I'm not a swimmer. You have I'm saying on her. Stop! Get me out of here!
Drowning me. She's
So
like
the-
drowning me with that.
Your mithril armor does not pull you down at the same rate that other armor of this, caliber would.
So
It's quite light.
seeing her flying through the air, I think we'd be like, Freya? Did you make it?
No, essentially, I mean, you're just chilling. You're in the water. I mean, you're 40 feet below the surface, but
This
20
wasn't
feet
my-
below.
20 feet
right?
below the road. Yeah.
I could just do my thing with the. Can you climb at all?
Yes.
Wait,
Then we're
could
good.
they do the buddy climb now?
Oh, like in Emperor's New Groove.
We need a movie night.
Or is it too
I
wide?
misspoke earlier.
Is
I
it
said the well was 10 feet wide. What I meant was that it was just wide enough for you guys to do the buddy climb.
Yes.
Really tall.
Yeah, no, it's seriously be like here's the well, and it's like you guys are right here because like those tiny little legs, and first like whoa. Okay.
Can we like do the buddy climb?
Athletics check. This would be an athletics check with advantage every 10 feet. If you guys fail it, you're back at the bottom of the well, in the water.
But we could try.
But you could try. I can't. You could absolutely try again. So
Okay.
yes, like locking arms back to back. You plant your feet at the edge of the water.
But we
Are
do
you-
have to go to the top because
are
you
you all
can't
gonna be able to
grab
get
the
out?
rope and still be like you'd have to hang on to somebody and the rope. Like
Yeah.
one person would be supporting,
That's fair.
which could be you, I guess.
But you could at least
But I
tie it
can't
to
do that.
yourselves.
An extra pair of hands at the top of the blow would make it a lot
We
easier.
can't tie it to ourselves while we have tension with all
Yeah.
of our limbs.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be like, sorry, like.
If only there was like a third arm.
No, let the chicks do it.
Well, I have a mage hand, but I don't know how
Yeah.
Dexterous.
that
Yeah.
it do.
It's relatively quite dexterous.
Okay.
Freya, are you okay? What happened? Tim, I don't know if that's a good thing.
The chicken is soggy.
It was good chicken.
This.
My
Do we
chicken
need to
nuggets.
go? Do we need to make our way to you?
We've got a plan. Just give us a second.
Stand by.
Are you ready?
All right, 40 feet to go.
Who rolls?
Whoever has the highest athletics score.
Probably not Macy.
So
I got 6
Oh,
For athletics.
on here.
Holy
Mine's
shit.
3.
athletics
19 and
with
6
advantage.
is 25.
so with advantage.
Is that athletics or is that acrobatics?
She's got multiple.
Athletics is 6.
Holy shit! How do you have 6 athletics?
Jumping things.
She's got.
He did it. Don't look at me.
Don't look at me. She did it.
She's got the.
That's what I
double
picked
proficiency
for my
thing.
Oh,
that.
it's expertise.
Yeah.
Expertise,
Sorry.
okay.
I play this game sometimes.
Okay, I'm gonna take the 19 instead of the 4.
Okay, so 25. You guys, it takes a little bit to find your footing, but the walls of the well are quite dry, and so after you get started, it's a little bit easier. You make it the first 10 feet up out of the well. All right, 30 feet to go. Do you want to roll advantage this time?
Sure.
Just spread the love around a little
Yeah.
Sorry,
With
I
advantage.
only
Go
heard
again.
us.
bit. With advantage.
I got us to 13.
Okay, so we'd still use her. 13 is the raw roll. What was
No,
the raw
10.
total?
10
Okay.
is the raw.
10 plus 6. So we still use her
Okay.
bonus since it's higher, but
Okay.
I just want to let
Okay.
everybody roll. Okay, so 16. All right, so there's one moment where you think you're about to slip, but then you catch your footing and you make it up 20 feet. 20 feet to go. All right.
Let's do 10 more feet so we have rope to wrap. And if
Okay.
we're doing fine, we'll just get to the top maybe.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and roll.
This is cool.
Oh, that's the best one. 11.
Okay. Ooh, this is the closest slip yet. I mean, it is. Oh, it. You think you're going down. At the last moment, Freya just through strength of will, just like crunches her abs such that like. So here's how I'm seeing it is that Mel slips, but like you've anticipated it and you like crunched forward. So instead of her falling down, she's actually falling backwards and then has another
And
opportunity to
to
plant
hit
her
my
feet
feet,
again
yeah.
against the wall.
Neat.
So a little bit of a shift. 10 feet to go.
Do you want to keep going or use this rope? It is not great rope.
Are y'all still down there?
Shut up.
We need to go.
I hope the camera gets the space.
That's a good point. I would say, yeah, the orb would be like directly above
Yeah.
you. You guys can't even see it from
We
your
are
vantage
TV
point.
worthy.
We're
But
just
this is,
like, what's going
directly
on?
above the
You
well.
pick the
Yeah.
right
I'd
people.
love to think of it as like cutting, like if this was like the movie of our lives, like all of a sudden it pans to the audience and like Celestine is like, oh, I told you they were professionals.
She's there in like full Freya cosplay. I'm her wife, Dad.
Where you at?
I sent her the back.
She's got an I love. She's got like an I love Freya T-shirt and it's just like 2 drumsticks. Okay, this is the weirdest meme. 10 feet to go.
So use the rope, you think?
I think so. If you
Okay.
would wrap it around you, I think you could hold me better than I could
Yeah,
hold you.
I could do that.
Okay.
Okay.
But I can use my mage hand to tie the rope around for you.
Yes, make me I think just a straight dexterity check.
Straight dexterity?
Or survival. Your call. Because time knots is kind of survival too.
I like dexterity. What is it? The difference between you not with damage? Oh, damn. How about a 6?
Okay.
Shit.
Mage-Hand forgets his job. Leaves
It's like,
us.
All right. So tell me how you are intending to tie
So
the rope around her with the mage hand.
a dexterity check would just add +2.
There's 2. Oh, what's that?
Saving throw.
Saving throw.
3 then.
Okay.
So not at all,
It's
apparently.
okay. So yeah, this is indicative of the difficulty of tying the rope around with one arm
One
while
hand.
both of you are attached to the back. So that's what I'm saying. Like, how are you going about tying this around?
Maybe
That's just playing your own little game. over
maybe
here.
I could just hand it if you could hang on to it,
Yeah.
and then I don't know how I'm gonna get out though. You have rope, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you just get out and then throw your rope to me later if that's the best we can do?
All 50 feet of
Or
it.
drop me 20 feet again.
Okay, so
I mean, you could try and get me, I guess, but if it doesn't work, you could still get out.
Would it be like if I tried to have her like if I
grab the rope.
grab the rope
I think I see where you're going with this.
that
Maybe have her grab you, kind of deal.
Yes.
Yeah, I could grab. Yeah, so you didn't have to hang on to me.
yeah, I was thinking about that, but then I was also thinking if that was going to be a little bit difficult, would that then take some of the pressure off of us trying to get up if one of us was able to hold? No, I don't think I'm explaining that very well. That's okay.
Like while we're still climbing using the rope. Is that
Yeah,
what you're saying?
would that help at all? Maybe not,
We do
because
already have
it's still
advantage.
the matter of pressure.
But
in order
if
to-
you all were to start to slip, one of you could at least hold on
Right.
to the rope and not fall.
but then we could get up a little bit higher, and
you
then
can make that
potentially
last 10 feet.
be able to both use the rope to climb out, like one.
Y'all's legs are starting to burn now.
One starting to, or one a little bit higher on the rope than the other, or like I could eventually wrap it around me somehow and stuff, and like we could koala bear and eucalyptus tree this thing out.
Let's go. How about you? Either I hand you the rope or you can grab it, whoever can reach it, and then you can do that, but we can go another round of just climbing.
Mhm.
But also you're hanging on to it.
Okay.
Do you want to roll this one?
Sure.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Where has that been your whole life?
With this die.
All right. The last 10 feet go pretty smoothly. You're more confident now that you've got that rope in your hand to, if you should fall, you've got a safety net there. All right.
And now you're at the.
It is dusty. You cannot see through the wall of oxen surrounding the well.
Okay.
You're out. I mean, I'm
We're
gonna say
out of the
you're
well.
out of the well safely, completely safely.
Okay.
Yeah. Back on solid ground.
You
Legs
said we were gonna try
screaming.
and plant it just there next to the well.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's try that real quick.
All right. A shovel and a prayer. The seed goes into the dirt next to the well. 6 seconds go by. 3 oxen pass. No tree.
It says beneath the water. Do you want to?
Yes, well, we
Do we
tried
need to
that.
water it?
Mage hand cup that piece and then water it.
It's too deep.
You have to go back down your rope.
Your clothes are
Soggy.
incredibly soaked with water right now. Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes. So yes, wringing out your hair directly above where the seed is planted. It's now splattered and soggy and stuff. All right. I think both of you just like wheeled down, just waiting for this little seedling to sprout or whatever. It turns out seedling sprouting takes like months. No, but still, yeah, you expect that something should happen, and after a minute, nothing has.
Hey guys, we're out of the well. We've tried to plant the seed in the soil just outside of the well. We've watered the seed as well. Nothing has happened. Any thoughts?
Does the light show anything else on the?
Can you
Yeah, no, I mean, Dobbs' message there is the only thing that has lit up.
do you guys see anything from the top of that hill other than this situation of the well and the blue things? Is there like a creek or something?
In your head, you hear the attendant's voice. Should you choose another location, I can mark it similarly.
I mean nearby, but just
It is suspiciously featureless, other than those rolling hills, that purple grass. Off in the
Well,
distance, you see some mountains.
You just said the seed couldn't grow in that much water.
That's correct.
Maybe Shadowtop Lake seems like a good opportunity. Right there along the bank, get it just under the water.
The clue says it grows well, surrounded by blue.
Water is blue.
But
That's
Water's
cold,
clear.
Oh, true.
I guess.
Sorry, that's Corey, not Team Corey.
would
All right, so you've illuminated the map a couple of times. You moved the dancing lights up over the clue itself. There's no more on the paper. I promise you. This is. Oh, okay. You're just gonna set it on fire.
I wanted to finish it.
Okay. No. I promise. This is.
There's no more fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
No more fire will be required IRL tonight.
Don't, babe, don't. He literally
no,
just
it's
said
he can finish the messages if he wants to, just to see
Well,
what
don't burn the
show what it
house
looks
down.
like. I mean, yeah, if you put a hole in the paper, then you got to deal with it. Also, please don't set my house on fire. The clue itself starts to light up, and you see that underneath the clue it winds. It's just like a singular line. It bows. So like this is the clue. Alright, so the line bows and bows and bows and then spits out the top, runs down the side of the page, and then in bright red, a fish is illuminated at the end of this fishing line, so to speak, right next to the clue that has been illuminated before.
There weren't any fish in there?
I didn't see any.
Maybe we've got to go somewhere else and find a fish and stuff the seed in a fish's mouth and then throw it under the water?
Bright red fish.
can I I don't know if this works this way, so I'm going to ask. Can I cast locate object on red fish?
It's a little too general.
Okay.
I mean, it would potentially locate any red fish in the range of the spell. Yeah.
But
You could do that, yeah. I mean,
do we need a specific red fish? And this may be more of a question to the group, because I don't know if you could tell us. Like, you need a specific.
So it did
red
that
fish.
where on
So I
there?
don't know anything else about the legend of the Duskweed.
so like you can imagine it starting, so like running around here. It comes down, bright red fish next to the illuminated clue. Like the rest of the markings are like clear, like the paper is transparent at that point, and the negative space is what lights up these words, so to speak. You can imagine what that looks like. The fish is the only part that is another color, separate from the text.
Anybody have a fish?
I've got tackle, but if there's no fish in the well, I'm not catching one there.
Do we know for sure
What's that?
that there are no fish in the well?
We would if you cast locate object on red fish.
Do we want to do that?
I have no idea.
Do you think it's that literal?
It says in proper soil the seedling grows, or else 'tis fish's fodder. I don't feel like we want the fish.
I really don't know. fish spots looking at these images, it looks like that river's end flows into a body of water. I'm guessing that's a lake that you.
It looks more like a hole in the
Okay.
ground.
Okay. And it's dropping into the abyss, which that could be a well. Maybe. But I don't know if it's surrounded by blue. And then the Shower Top Lake, there could be fish in there. Do you think Dav is just fucking with us? And has basically sent us on a wild goose chase because he wanted to see somebody get plastered by a big blue ox?
Like 2 of them.
Yeah, like 2 of them.
Is there anything?
But why would he do that?
Amusement.
Okay.
He's a prankster.
That's not a good reason.
He's all about tricks
But why would he give Mel specifically a false clue?
because she's
He's
very
an orc.
clever. And so he wanted to trip her up and give her a preconceived notion of direction.
And he's mad that I solved all his riddles.
He's sadistic.
All of the above. All of the above.
Was Dav a ginger?
No.
Oh,
It's
it's not.
Wow.
baby.
Dav
So-
probably like Spider-Man.
So the Shadow Top Lake would be the only place where it could have roots that went under the water, and there were probably also fish.
Let's
So
try
if we're
it.
thinking this is bullshit, we should just go. Sorry, internet. We should just go to the lake.
It's ox shit.
Yeah, let's try it.
Yeah,
Okay.
sounds like a great idea.
You all want to come out here?
Nope.
Dav is naturally a ginger. Yes. He is naturally a
He
ginger.
guys it.
Of course he is.
Okay.
I have to say.
So
Can we investigate the ox at all? Like, is there anything that we can learn from the ox?
how close can we get to? Does it not notice
You
us
can
at
literally
all?
walk up centimeters from that exactly where they pass by. As long as you're not going to intersect that like hitbox, you're fine.
Can
they
I try
do
to
not
go
deviate
between the
from their
first
course.
row and get out of here?
Yeah, absolutely. Make me an athletics or acrobatics check to get through that row. So diving through, yes, you needed a 12. With a quick hop skip, you time it perfectly, and you are through.
Sorry, I can't carry it.
Go ahead and try.
You can do it. You can do
You're
it.
doing it. You're great. So, I almost that is not a good idea. No, I'm not even gonna say that. Out loud. That was a really bad idea.
Okay.
What does the potions of strength do?
I will tell you.
Punch the
I
ice.
was gonna say, I could just drink my Deophile and throw all of the oxen.
Fuck you.
I hate you.
I'd love to see his Chargers thing, invulnerability against them. How that would work.
It sets your strength score to 21 for 1 hour.
Shit.
So that would be a +5 to your
Yes.
strength,
Right.
which jump is
Athletics is strength.
right.
So yeah, if you've got a +3, that +5 would just add 2 more to it.
She could jump 24 feet.
Yes, you would actually be able to jump higher.
You'd clear
Completely clear the oxen. Yeah.
But
Take
your
it
thing
out.
would be gone.
Yeah.
Right.
You have 2 of them, but
it. It lasts
would
for
be
an
gone.
hour.
it does last for an hour.
Is this pillars?
Huh?
Pillars return? Sounds like
It's Kevin McLeod. I don't know. I like it though. I need like some horrifying combat.
It's your call, Freya. You can do it.
Surely you learned from your past experiences, right?
Never do. I'm gonna try and roll
Roll what?
through the first. I'm gonna try and roll for it.
Okay. Yeah. I need a 12.
A 13.
Yes.
Woo!
Hey,
Well,
there
I
you
mean,
go.
that's without. Okay. Go ahead. Go through the next one.
The dust is intense.
7 and 6 is 13.
Yep. But you are able to make it through. All right, Freya, same deal. Gonna jump through again, roll through again, I guess.
And
Dark Souls up in this hell.
I'm gonna take a moment and
Yeah.
ask for Cord's blessing. I focus on my dragon scale. And then I get up and it's like,
I've got this shit.
and I roll a 2.
Thanks a lot, Cord.
No.
You need 3, right?
I'm at 9. And then I would have my athletics is +3, so I hit 12.
Which is a 12. Meet
Oh,
it
it is
or
a 12.
beat it.
I don't know
Yeah.
what it was.
Meet it or beat it.
Woo!
Yeah, I mean this is a narrow pass, but like as soon as that oxen is coming around, you wait till the very last second and you jump through. It tries to hit you with a horn, try to catch you again, but I mean just right by.
What's GTFO?
Freya walks away, not looking at the explosions, just
How's everybody
Cool guys
doing?
don't look at explosions.
So yeah, y'all see them exit the dust storm.
I'm like
that
laying down on the
surrounds
grass.
well.
Like,
We're muddy because we're
Wood
wet
carving,
and we
maybe?
went through a dust storm.
I've been carving on some wood.
So we're just
Yeah.
covered in mud from the water.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
I've been
It's
trying.
like it's actually more like glitter.
Glitter.
It's glitter
I
dust.
like
Yeah.
I've been trying to carve one of
Y'all
the
been at the
ox.
rave.
I've been trying to carve one of the ox.
Okay, so far you've got it down to like a curved block.
Okay, I give it to Freya. This is the ox I made for you.
You're the worst. Let's
It's like
go.
a slightly rounded block of wood.
I made an ox.
It's got like a smiley face and like 2 roughly carved horns off this, like just in the wood itself, not even like off of the wood.
I hate these assholes.
Oh, it is a focus for your pain.
I don't know.
Okay, so where would you like to go next?
This.
Shadow
The,
Top
uh,
Lake.
You see the orb go black. You have a few minutes to prepare. Where would you like to go next?
Shadowtop Lake.
Top Lake. You see as the line in the sky, like the entire sky just rotates, or maybe you rotate. You can't really tell which. Irrespective, the sky rotates, and off to the right of where you were before, there's a new line of stardust to follow.
Dab's a dick.
Pretty much. I should have known.
It's alright. I think we are all guilty of falling prey to the Fae.
Okay.
Not me. Okay, so off to Shadowtop Lake we go again. So down into the rolling hills, and when you emerge from them, it is again another valley. You see a grove of tall trees that have black tops. The undersides of the leaves are a deep purple. Inside that cradle of the grove of trees, you see cradled a calm, beautiful lake. This is not the music that I need for this.
Calm, beautiful lake.
Rage.
You're angry about it. These two gonna burn down the house.
There's just like an outline of a hand giving a middle finger.
Yeah, that's fine. It's joyful.
Oh, hey, Corey.
It's joyous. Okay, it's okay. House is still standing. It's kind of small for a lake to be called a lake. But then again, the fairies are kind of small to be called people. It's maybe 150 feet long, 50 feet at the widest. Kind of curves around a little bit on itself.
Can you jump across it?
The water, you see, takes on an iridescent sheen in the twilight. It rises and falls with the wind and the tide, and you can see how it sort of glistens, that weird yellow purple of hydraulic fluid. Points of light float above and around the water, almost like fireflies, shining double as the lake reflects them. If the circumstances weren't so dire, this would be a very beautiful, peaceful scene. Near the edge of the lake, you can see that there is an oversized toad looking somewhat impatient.
Gross.
One of you guys want to check it out?
Looking directly
Yeah, I
at
think
the
it's
four
your
of you
turn.
now as you approach.
Lead on, fearless leader.
I walk about 40 feet away,
Okay.
and I yell at the toad. Good sir.
Yes?
Oh shit! It does talk. Might we plant this seed in your lake?
You brought the seed.
Yes.
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 Plant the seed.
In the lake or next to the lake?
Plant the seed.
Okay, I just like where it's really
Next to the
shallow,
lake.
like in the lake, but where it's really shallow, I just sort of like jam it into the dirt.
Okay, it's apparently pretty deep. The water that you're wading into looks to be 6 feet to an inch.
Oh, I
6
didn't
feet
wade into it.
to 6 inches. Oh, okay.
Like in the
okay.
edge of the lake.
Oh, okay. Okay. Cool. So it's about 2 to 3 inches deep is how it looks. And you want to just push the. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. It's almost like the sand under the water just like opens up to grab the seed and your hand and start to pull on your arm. Make me a strength saving throw.
19.
All right. You are able to pull your hand out of the sand. It's quite viscous and quite heavy.
Good sir, your sand seems to be a little grabby.
Plant the seed. Plant the seed.
Tim, this feels wrong.
Do you have any idea how to plant a fucking seed?
I mean, yeah, but usually the dirt doesn't come grab my hand.
Get it out of there.
What?
You got the seed out. He did.
Oh, he
Yeah.
pulled the seed out with his hand.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay.
He's
Cool.
like, of course I did. Sure.
I did now.
Put it in the dirt next to the lake. Dirt.
Okay.
Dirt.
Okay. Yeah. You put next to it and you. Nothing.
It's got to be beneath the water.
The roots have to be beneath the water.
Mm.
We haven't gotten any roots
I
yet.
guess it finds root beneath the water. Just chuck it on in there. Who cares anymore?
I quit.
I'm gonna go home.
What if
Plant the seed.
I put it in the sand and I let it take it.
Okay.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Like just drop it on the.
You
Do you put your hand in there and let it go, or do you
I try to
drop
dig
it
a little,
above?
I try to dig a little.
in the water, like?
in the water though?
Yeah.
Okay. Make me a strength check as the sand opens up to gobble up both of your hands and the seed.
24.
You're rolling really well. Yes. Okay. You are able to pull both of your hands out along with the seed.
so?
No. I'll leave the seed in there though.
Hold on.
Oh. Okay.
Oh.
Cool. Seed is still in there, in the sand.
God.
Get it out of there.
You wait for a minute. You wait for a minute. You wait for a minute. There is no sprout.
Damn it, I try
There's no
I try to
seedling.
get the
Okay.
seed in.
So, were you gonna say something?
Nothing productive.
I tried to.
How long did you wait?
Not that long.
16 years.
Give me a number of seconds. Greater than 6.
Probably 10.
A multiple of 6. We'll say 12.
Okay.
Okay, cool. All right. So you dig the little inch hole that you had dug before. You don't see the seed.
Guys, I lost the seed.
Oh,
The seed is gone.
All right. What do y'all do?
Sir, we need that seed. Do you happen to know where it is?
You planted the seed.
I'm gonna
Well, we did
assume.
plant the seed.
I'm gonna
at
assume this
least.
isn't the
yeah.
proper soil.
Maybe you should just let the ground eat you.
Damn.
Thanks for the advice, Mel. Keep it in
Anytime.
mind.
Anytime.
Ah,
Got any other good ideas?
So could you use your little dancey lighty lights and put them under the water? So that way we can see kind
trolling
of.
lights.
Dancing lights. Yeah, the
Trolling lights,
sand.
go.
The sand like hides sort of from it, like almost. What am I trying to say? Almost as if it's alive. It shies from the light
What does?
underneath the sand itself. Opens up a small cavity to accept the light as you push it down into the water. And then as it gets far enough away, I mean, it keeps maybe a 2-inch barrier between it and the lights, but you see that the sand over the top of it, once it's deep enough, covers the light from your side.
Can you try to find this?
You can sort of see the glow through a thin layer of sand, but as you push it deeper, the glow goes away.
So I'm gonna take these 4 lights and I'm gonna create where you drop that
Like
seed.
a tower.
Chuku, chuku, chuku.
Like so, it
You're
can't
pushing
completely
more lights
enclose.
in.
I see what you're doing. Okay, yes.
Could you be
at
ready
the
with Mage Hand?
at the bottom of that hole, as you catch up to the
Is it down?
seed,
Yeah.
the sand has swallowed it again. So you push a little bit deeper, and the sand swallows it again.
Mage hand.
Very clever. Okay, 10 pounds. Make me. God, what would this even be? Make me a sorcerer power check. Make me a charisma saving throw.
How
Yes.
cool do people think you are?
11
What's your?
plus 7.
Dang, that's a real bad roll. Okay, you're fighting it. You're confident that you've got the seed in your mage hand, but you can't really maintain. You can, but you can't in this instance. Maintain the mage hand and the dancing lights. To
How
keep
far
that.
down is
Can
it?
I pull on his mage hand with my mage hand?
How far down is it?
I'm thinking the lights are coalescing around us now
About 3
and,
feet at this point.
and creating a little like
Oh, like a continuously like helix
the
kind of
four
thing.
four
barrier?
lights have now kind of coalesced around where I know my mage hand is.
Oh, okay. Then roll again. So that I think that would grant you advantage on that.
With advantages?
Yeah, that was his advantage there.
I rolled a 4.
Hey, that's my favorite number, dude.
I know.
So 2 4s, double 4s. Are you me?
Wait, do I roll
The other
twice
one
now
was
or?
6.
No, that was your second roll.
That was your
Yeah.
advantage.
That was your second
So-
roll.
Oh wait, 6 and 7 is 13. So it would have been 13. Now it's an 11.
Okay, 13. You're able to get it up a foot and a half, but the sand is, constantly
I'm working it.
fighting this. You wanted to
Can
get
I-
your mage hand up
So
underneath
can I
his
see it?
mage hand.
If it was 3 feet and it's 1.5 feet up, it's
Yeah.
1.5 feet down.
You can see it.
I'm gonna grab for it. If he's fighting, if I can tell the mage hand's fighting it, I'm gonna grab for it.
Okay, it is just on the edge there, but you're gonna have to get your left hand dangerously close and then put your arm inside. Make me a strength saving throw. Yeah.
Can I
Sorry.
can I tie a rope around you?
Look, it's a 19. No, it was a 1.
It was a 1.
It definitely was a 1.
So what is that total?
4.
Okay, so your left hand is now. Your right hand is fine. The hand that's grabbing the seed is fine. Your left hand is now stuck. You have the seed in your hand. It almost feels like you can't quite touch it. Like there's some sort of almost like silken fabric between you and the seed. Be your mage hand.
Tim, I think I've got the seed. Can you? But I can't get out. Can you pull me out?
I dropped mage hand.
Okay. Yeah, you have the seed in your hand firmly now.
You want to help?
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
do this cord one.
Yeah.
All right. If y'all want to roll, you can. I'm gonna
No.
say with
Okay.
3 people pulling
I got a 20.
on one hand, it's fine. Were you wearing any rings on that hand?
No.
Okay, cool. Well, then you're fine.
Do you even have
Um,
rings?
The hand
Yeah,
comes
other,
free.
other than the talking ring?
Oh yeah,
Right?
talking ring.
That's what I'm asking about. Yeah. What hand do you wear that on?
We all talk to our wedding rings, so the left hand.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really like wearing stuff on my hand, so it's weird.
But it would have been on your left hand.
I guess
It's not any longer.
Uh-oh.
that's sort of awesome.
So,
That's sort of awesome.
I love things that make it harder.
well, you're gonna love the rest of this adventure.
Hey, Baron.
The order of the green elimination process. That I swear I had something better in mind.
Wait, no. But I know where my hand was.
Yeah.
I want to grab.
You just
from-
reach and grab.
Yeah, I
it.
want to grab from my ring.
Yeah. DC. Another strength saving throw.
Oh my god.
6.
You got the ring in your right hand,
Guys,
but it's pulling you deeper.
We pull him out.
guys.
We repeat the process. This is fun. We repeat the process.
24.
Perfect. Along with
Fucker.
Tim and Freya and all the mage hands in the party and like a potion of strength. And did you use the potion of strength? Or no. Okay, never mind. Just kidding. Not yet. Tim is pulled free. You have a sandy ring.
Oh.
Tell is pulled free. You have
Yeah.
a sandy ring
Let's
in your
get the
hand.
right idea.
does it. Okay.
Put it in some rice, it's gonna be fine.
The frog has hopped out onto the lake and is moving further
Onto the
and
lake?
further away from you. This is one thing y'all never really got far out into it, but yeah, he seems to be on the surface of the lake, hopping. You notice then that his feet are immensely huge for a toad, a frog. They're like web feet. They're big, but they seem to be keeping him afloat on the top of that the sheen, the iridescent sheen of the lake.
Guys, I think we still need to find the proper soil.
Doesn't seem to be this soil
Do we think that the fish is
here.
even
Oh, got
even a real thing?
Probably not, because that's another fucking clue from fucking Dab.
But maybe there's a mixture, like some is right, some is wrong. Originally, what I was going to ask if you wouldn't mind doing, or if we could try, is if you could run dancing lights through the water to see if there are any fish.
Yeah,
To
that's
move
what
it
she was
through the
asking
water
the
to
first
see if
time.
there was any fish.
Observant gives you a passive plus 5 to your passive investigation. Is that right?
Perception?
Perception and investigation, I believe.
I
But it's
don't
the
know.
passive scores. The passive scores.
Okay.
With that, as she's talking here about red fish in the lake, you remember the term red herring.
Fudge. Which is what that clue was in the first place. So we're not looking for a fish at all.
We're not looking for a field of blue either.
No. But we knew that.
Doesn't
already.
seem to
but
be
we
here.
still thought the fish
Do we
was a
want to
thing.
try River's End?
It's literally the only option left.
Yeah, I don't really feel like it.
Let's go. Hope you all are enjoying this.
Alright, I guess
We're fucking
we'll
loving it.
try.
You
the
don't even
river's
know.
end.
Back at the amphitheater.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
They've got like fairies floating around with like big cardboard squares with holes poked in them and cotton candy and shit, dude. Like, shit is crazy.
I hope there's like fairies with like, or just people and creatures in general that have like the hats with like
The beard,
like the
yes.
two, like that's awesome.
It's just water and they just keep dropping the fey grapes up into the getting lit, getting soused. It's probably been, a couple hours in game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're real sloshed out there. You don't know that, but
So
turn
we.
to
they're
the
real
camera
sloshed.
and just say, if there's anything you know about the green scales, we're thorough. We're gonna find everything. Stuff. Gotta go.
Bye.
The laugh track plays across the
Oh.
auditorium.
That was meant to be serious. That's fine.
Oh, you don't know. I mean, yeah, hear it.
So I guess we go to the river's end.
It's out in the world.
That's cool.
I sincerely hope that y'all are having fun.
Yes.
Damn it, Dad. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I probably will have some sort of like bullshit like that.
I need to find a knife to split my wrists. Yeah.
Favor.
Oh
Oh my god.
that's intense.
Dark.
Too. All right.
But you did find chicken.
All right. It is currently
Wait a minute.
it's currently 9:21. I could definitely have this wrapped up 9:45.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. All right. So
Don't underestimate our stupidity.
Yeah.
We
never
spent
again.
An hour in a well.
Never again. Well, that's why all of these things are here. To remember your failures, we are enthralled. Meant to be difficult. All right, so the pillar of stardust in the sky shifts locations once again as you've selected the river's end as your location. It grows larger and larger as you traverse the rolling hills through the glittered grass. Everyone kicking up dust except Mel, until when the hour of pass without. Well, I guess you all had pass without trace, isn't that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So none of you have been kicking up the glitter dust until the hour is up, and then again it's a coughing mess as it gets in your nostrils. Eventually, you hear the river before you see it. Cresting one final hill, you're able to see that the river winds down into another valley and then just ends. There's a haze of mist from the water as it pours into this giant hole in the ground. As you follow the river to that hole the river's in, through the mist, you're finally able to make out a humanoid figure on the other side. He appears to be holding some sort of staff or rod in his hands. Again, right up next to the edge of that hole. You come to a spot where the rolling waters tumble down into a massive sinkhole, the mouth of which is about 30 feet across. The mist from that waterfall as it pours into the hole obscures your vision. You can only see down about 60 feet before it is too obscure. So again, you've got that humanoid figure on the other side. Can't quite make out their features. What What do you do? The orb is on you. The world is watching.
Let's raise your hand in this one.
Again, it's about 30 feet across this time.
But the water is above us, right? Because it's a waterfall? Or no, it's just falling
No,
straight into a hole.
it's yes, yeah. So I mean,
It's a
that's
river.
what you see is what you get. The river flows. I mean, so the way that I do kind of see it happening is like, so there's like a river flowing here, blah blah blah. This side of the hole is obviously like a little bit higher than this side, just because this side has been sort of worn away over time with the water falling into the hole. But that's like the cutaway view. And there's a dude over here. And you guys are like over here.
So I'll yell at him and say something.
You can also walk around. I mean,
Okay.
it's just a hole.
Yeah, I'll go talk to him.
Okay, cool. You see that it is kind of an archaically dressed, but well dressed. Another one of those elven-looking people that you've seen around Twilight Town. As you approach, he looks a little ragged and tired, but so happy to see you. Oh, friends, yes. Welcome to the river's end. You've come to plant the seed?
Is this where we should plant the seed?
Yes, this is it. This is the spot. I can tell you. I can show you even. I can walk you there if you can come hold my fishing rod for a mere moment.
No, friend.
Mm-mm.
Don't think so.
I can't leave my line. I'm sure that as soon as I walk away from it, that's when I'll get the bite.
That's why the frog left after you put the seed in the ground. That's why I wanted you to plant the seed, because he can leave now. If we plant it here, I bet this guy can leave. But he's stuck here until we put the seed in the ground here.
I think it's the rod that's keeping him here.
Good.
I can show you.
Don't take it.
I know exactly where the seed is to be planted.
Can you point?
Not with the rod.
Can you hold the rod with your mage hand?
Oh, I don't like this at all.
You know, these options suck. I just had a thought. A good time to rope and kick him down the hole.
See how deep this goes. Wow. I'm free. Drowns.
The inner tail comes out.
Oh man. Slips off his skin.
He shoots it like a snake.
He is now snake people.
And snake.
Nick.
You want tea?
So why are you here?
Why am I here?
Yes.
I've been fishing this spot for a long time.
Does it look like
Because-
he's a fish?
This is where the fish is. The fish.
What is the fish?
The one that I'm here to catch. I can't leave this spot.
Do you know what the proper soil is?
Yes, I know where it is. I know what it is. I can show you to it. But I can't leave my rod.
He's elvish.
He looks elvish.
I will. You will.
Hang on 1 second.
I don't want to say it.
You will?
Hang on.
I don't want to say it.
Can I cast locate object on perfect soil?
If
Yes.
you can be a little more specific, I will let that fly.
I would like to cast locate object in order to find the perfect soil in which to plant this seed.
What is that? Okay, hold on. Give me 1 sec to see exactly what that
I was gonna
ends
say
up looking like.
if he swore on the Sealy court that he would take it back, maybe he would have to. I don't know. Doesn't seem worth the risk.
Can you always trust to be automated?
I don't know.
We could try the mage hand. I mean, I don't know if it would accept it if it's like.
I kind of want to suggest that he just lets it go.
I think
just
that he's
cast
like.
it.
So are
really
you guys
can't.
over? Are you guys over near this individual?
Probably 10 feet away.
Yeah, no, just on that side. So he's
Yeah.
opposite the waterfall, essentially fishing into this sinkhole.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
The spell can locate the nearest object of a particular kind which is what I'm going to rule of cool that this is. So you're looking at the waterfall, right? Like you see the river pouring in on the other side. You see a faint. What color you want it to be? If it lights up,
Visible.
you see a faint, visible colored light through the
We'll
waterfall,
take it.
as if behind the waterfall,
How far down?
about 10 feet, 10, 20 feet down.
But enough that we could get it. Or they could get it.
Make me a perception check now that you're looking.
All of
that
us?
way.
She did the spell.
Yeah, she can see the spell. She knows where to look. If you point them to it, I mean, y'all could all look around, I guess. Yeah.
17.
17. All right. So it's now that you notice that there almost seems to be, so essentially like where the river pours in, there are a few rocks there that seem to kind of lead down in a path. And it's a very slow wind, but there's a path that winds around the outside of the sinkhole. Now there's a solid 20, 30 feet of sinkhole before it falls off into nothingness into just this giant cavern that it collapsed into.
Right. But we don't need to go down that far.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
But just that
Yeah.
you can see around that edge, there is a treacherous but accessible path that goes around that edge of the sinkhole.
So I walk over to find the path
Okay.
and kind of look at it a little bit more closely.
Yeah, you can see like where it's at, where it's going.
And then turn to everyone else and say, "You guys, look at this. There's a pathway going straight down to this. Would they also be able to see the color, or would it just be me?"
I think only you.
Okay. So also, you guys, right about 10 feet down, that is where we can plant the seed.
Oh.
How do you know
I'm
that?
gonna give the seed to Freya.
Shit.
I would say it's about 20 feet down. Just you have to go around.
Let's tether up.
Okay.
Let's tether up.
Do you still have the immovable rod?
Mhm.
So I'll be at the back with the immovable rod in case one of us falls.
Wait,
Why don't
we're
we
all
just
going?
set
What
it up?
I don't know
intention?
if we
You
all
said
need
tether
to.
up. Sounded like we were all going.
Well, I think he
Oh,
was
I see
saying
what
like
you're
if
saying.
I'm going down there.
We're tying a rope to her. We can all stand up top. You can wrap that thing around, and we all hold it, and then haul her up.
Should take the immovable.
Yeah.
Well, see, I'm not part of this group. Okay.
No, I was gonna
Sorry.
That's a possibility too.
You can either take it or we can tie you to the immovable rod up here. Or you can just take it with you in case you fall.
Use it like a handrail. That is cool things that were recently being invented on stairs.
I mean,
They would have
essentially,
handrails.
It's just something I've decided to start using.
you could even you could hold it, use it to
Yeah.
hold yourself against the. That's cool.
I'll
That's
do
cool.
that. So
Okay.
using the immovable
I'm
rod,
excited
slowly
for you
walking
guys.
down
This
the
is cool.
path with the seed, like holding it.
Don't,
There's-
don't
But
drop
carefully.
Don't drop it.
But
Don't
really
drop
carefully.
it.
Like this with my hand closed. So it's more like, oh!
Super carefully, you make your way around this path with all of the magical aids that you brought with you.
There's like an X.
I'm
It's
so
like
sorry.
right here, dum dum.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, no, you know exactly where you're supposed to go, and there's, very little chance of you slipping and falling with the handhold that you've got. You spiral down around the edge of the wall of the sinkhole, and sure enough, there's this 5-foot gap barely between where the water falls off and 10, 20 feet down. You see this small opening of a cave, more of a tunnel, really. Maybe 5, 10 feet wide. Not very tall, though. Do you choose to enter?
Yes.
I was gonna say the light that you're seeing is still further down inside. It takes us a short moment for your eyes to adjust, but what you see is that while it's not very tall, it is quite wide and spacious enough for you to crawl through. You can see down as it slopes and then opens up into a wider cavern. In the very center of that cavern, hopefully maybe 30 feet wide there, there's a small circle. Looks almost like a fairy circle of these mushrooms that are glowing this iridescent blue color. What do you do?
To plant the seed
Where do you choose to plant the seed?
Oh fuck.
in where I see my marker is for the perfect soil.
Ah, there you go. It is in the very center of that circle of blue mushrooms. All right, so you plant the seed, you cover it. Should I water it, you think, before you can even think? All right. It grows up about an arm span wide, or an arm span high. And tied to one of the very tiny branches, you see a second scroll.
I plucked the scroll.
All right.
Did it reach maturity?
Close enough.
So opening up, it looks like this is something that you would place on the map that you already have. This is where we'll start next session.
Dun dun dun.
So fascinating.